What's good, everyone? This is Justin Just Rock Ramon from the Just Trek podcast, where elevation is our recreation. Super excited for you to check out our next episode, as it features an inspirational guest who goes by the name Omar Covarrubias, aka the Great Omar. Omar is an LA-based trekker, peak bagger, community leader, professional comedy magician, and is the founder of the 5 a.m. crew. We chatted about Omar's first hiking memory, the transformative power of sunrise hikes, his evolution from being a street performer and professional magician to becoming a hiking leader, the roots of the 5 a.m. crew in Griffith Park and community highlights, his top trails in California, hiking hacks and outdoor tips, the Mount Baldy 5,000 summer experience, his challenging ascent of Mount Whitney with Vamos hiking crew, and the one outdoor experience he would relive all over again. In addition to this YouTube video version you're watching right now, we have audio versions available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on all the other major streaming platforms. You can find those links in the description. All right, let's get to trekking and get into this episode. All right, y'all, we are back at it with another episode with another inspirational guest. We're out here in the iconic Griffith Park, a true urban wilderness in the heart of Los Angeles. And right here next to me is the Great Omar, SoCal trekker, community leader, runner, peak bagger, magician, and the founder of the 5 a.m. crew. Very excited to say welcome to the Just Trek podcast, Omar.
Thank you, brother. It's great to be here. It really is. This is incredible with the chairs and the table and the sun in downtown LA.
How do you like our podcast studio setting?
I was not expecting this. I thought we were going to be doing it on with a bucket or something.
It's really hilarious before we got to this setup right now, because Omar was like, all of that was in your backpack?
Yeah.
I just kept pulling stuff out, and I was like, I'm the magician now.
I was waiting for the couch.
I wish. If we were near the trailhead or the parking lot, I would have busted out a couch.
For
An
sure.
inflatable couch,
yeah,
you know?
You got to get a bigger backpack, okay? But just slightly bigger, okay?
Exactly. I had my 33-liter Osprey. It just barely fit this mini pop-up table, the sign, these 2 mobile camping chairs, and really just wanted to make this podcast happen in this particular part of Griffith Park. Like, the helipad of Griffith Park is just a special place in the hiking group community. So many groups congregate here, take group photos, a lot of history here, especially at the helipad. And this was just so great today because I got to finally experience a sunrise 5 a.m. group hike leading into this podcast recording, because I remember we were discussing the logistics and you're like, yeah, we can meet up at this time, but if you can wake up, join the hike. And I was like, you know what, Omar? I have to make it happen. It would only be right to join the group hike, feel the energy and atmosphere of the 5 a.m. crew, and then have it lead into a recording. So we made it happen.
Yeah, brother, I'm glad you did. And then it also wakes up the bones, wakes you up in the morning, gets you set up for this. You have to fight past like hitting the snooze button at 4 a.m. to be here. And then once you get past that story you create when you get here and you're actually here and you see all the people and you hike up, it feels incredible. Like I could see a difference in the tone in people when they hang out in the very beginning to when they're coming back down to the parking lot. There's that you push through getting up early in the cold. I don't want to do this. All that, right?
So many obstacles in the morning that you have to overcome to attend a group hike, a sunrise group hike at that.
Yeah, and it's almost cathartic too, because it's in the dark and then you come in the light, right? So by the time you come down, there's always this feeling of accomplishment. I think people feel, at least I feel. And I hear like the chatter, like it's really quiet when we're going up, and then there's all people talking to each other on the way down. And I feel like that's what gets you going for the rest of the day. All these people, most of them, like they have jobs, school, work, kids. Some of them are looking for work, and it just gets them started, right? So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you wake up like this. Right?
At times, yes, I can, for sure.
But right now you're like wide awake, I'm ready. Like I honestly feel very neutral and I'm very mellow.
That's good.
I feel good. Like this is the perfect weather for this too.
I'm also very sweaty right now. I'm profusely sweating underneath.
Are you?
Because I was, so the group hike that we went on today, it was a 6-mile out and back. I think it was from the merry-go-round lot 1 up the Ferndale Trail, if I'm saying that correctly, up Hogback, right?
Yeah.
Then to the helipad where we're recording right now, and then up to Mount Hollywood, the summit.
Yeah.
And that's a solid hike. That's a good amount of elevation gain. At 6 miles, that means 6 miles is great. as a sunrise hike. Most people will do like a 2 to 3 mile sunrise hike because it's already so difficult to just wake up, so they just want something short. But man, it was just so cool to pull up to merry-go-round parking lot 1, and then you're just like, okay, there's a few cars here, I think I'm in the right place, and then all of a sudden you're like, am I in the right place? And then more cars start coming in. I remember stepping out and I was like, is this the 5 a.m. crew? Like, yeah, this is it. And then I saw a cat. There was a cat dog
Yeah,
walking
we have
around.
a cat and we got dogs, and somebody brought a bird once.
A bird?
Yeah, they brought a bird in their bag. I didn't know until we got to the top though. They were like, I brought my bird. I was like, what?
What in the world? What kind of bird?
I don't know. It was a tiny little bird. I couldn't see it. I just saw like the head, and it was actually sandstone when we did sandstone.
Wow.
But I didn't know because I had told everybody in the group chat like, no animals, please, right? And then it just surprised me. Hey, I brought my bird. I was like, what? It was inside of one of those hard shell backpacks,
No way.
like the ones you use for cats. But I guess it was like trapped in there. It was fine. Like it didn't have to go anywhere. But I never forgot. I was like, we got cats, birds, and dogs. And I'm like, all right, I'm not adding any more animals to this logo, okay? We've already got a dog and a cat.
Oh, there's a dog and a cat in the
There's
logo
a dog
now?
and a cat, and the new logo that I just updated a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's cool. I like
Yeah.
how you update it with different versions of like what may happen on your group hikes
Yeah, for
in
sure.
relation to the animals.
Yeah, I have a feeling something's gonna be like a crocodile. Like, all right, no more. All right.
Maybe you might have a mountain lion there one day.
No, we're good. No mountain lions.
P-22's descendants, its cousins.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. We'll go with the cat. Well, I'm good with the cat.
Bobcat.
Oh yeah,
How about
bobcat.
bobcat?
That works.
I just can't get over that we have the downtown LA skyline as our backdrop. Like, I feel very at ease, like being here with you, Omar, like, and just to do this recording here, like in the place where you grew this movement of the 5 a.m. crew. Also, just to go back, you know how I said the Great Omar? Is that like your stage name, or is that like your magician stage name? Like, how did you get that name, the Great Omar?
Oh well, I've been doing magic for over 2 decades, right? So I started off as a street entertainer in Santa Monica, and I would eventually people would hire me after performing, and I started doing like private shows, like birthday parties and anniversaries and stuff. And then I started doing comedy clubs at some point. I reached out to a booker in LA, and a guy named Rudy Moreno, and he introduced me to majority of like the most famous comics I've ever all the people I've always wanted to meet. But in between that, people would say my name and be like, ladies and gentlemen, Omar Covarrubias. Like, people had trouble remembering Covarrubias, right? So I
It's a
had to
tongue
come up with a
twister.
stage name, yeah, which, looking back at it now, like I could have put more effort into it, like making sure people remember it, or just make it a stage name, right? So it's like the Great Omar, super easy, you can't forget. People still forget it. People call me the Great Oscar sometimes. I'm like,
The Great Oscar.
so now I have a bit where I'm like, everybody say ooh, everybody say ah, everybody say the Great Omar. Everybody says the Great Omar.com. All right, don't forget me. I need the work.
Is that name the Great? Is that commonly used with magician names?
There's quite a few. It's
Okay.
a thing. Yeah. Not lately though. Most people use their actual name. Like most of the magicians I've ever met now, most of them use their first and last name.
Okay.
But there's not a lot of Covarrubias out there, right? They're usually like shorter names, and it works.
Right on.
But
And are
for
you
me-
from Los Angeles, or where are you from originally?
Yeah. Born and raised in Boyle Heights.
Okay, right
Yeah,
on.
right here in LA. I've
Okay,
been here.
so you've
I've
been
been here all my
staying
life.
all your life. Okay, right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, I'm originally from the East Coast, Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh,
but,
right. That's right. Yeah. That's where you.
Moved out here 2004 for college, and
you
only discovered the outdoors here maybe 7 to 8 years ago. And it's been very life changing. And I think one of the coolest, most special discoveries in all of my years living here was the hiking community, but specifically the hiking group community, and how it's very brown. And I noticed a lot of the founders of the hiking groups here are Latino.
Yeah.
That really stood out to me because in other parts of the country, it's very vanilla. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not at all.
Just here in Southern California, we have so much diversity. We have Asians hiking everywhere, Latinos, blacks, everybody mixed in. And Griffith Park is such a melting pot of cultures, as I'm sure you've noticed. I know we're gonna talk more about how special Griffith Park is to you, because you see all kinds of people from all different kinds of walks of life here in Griffith Park, right?
Yeah, you're right. If you go on Facebook groups and just type Latinos on trail or Black people hike, there's literally like, I'm not kidding, over a couple of dozen hiking crews, hiking groups, and those are just specific to that, right? But then there's also like age range groups too, right? And then there's they got trail runners, and then you got run groups. Like there's just
So
so
many.
massive amounts of people that love getting together. And there's no excuse why you can't find something you love doing and finding a group in LA.
Especially
Honestly.
in LA.
Yeah, for sure. But I have noticed, you're right. The majority of the hiking crew leads are Latino. That's a great thing, bro.
I think that's so special, and you're continuing that lineage.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't realize that until now. It's just funny you
Yeah,
mentioned
it
that.
just dawned
Yeah,
on
yeah.
you.
I happen to be Latino. That's crazy.
Yeah, because a lot of so when I first got into the hiking scene, it was around 2017. But like a year into it, like my era was like high hikers, midweek hikers, Jaguar hikes, complete summit hiking, a whole other
Hafa. Yeah.
Hafa.
Yeah.
There's so many I'm forgetting, and sorry if I'm forgetting, but there's just too many in the LA County,
Yeah.
SoCal area. But I was just like, dude, this is seriously the coolest thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm Filipino, so when I started joining these hiking groups, and they're like Mexicanos, people of Guatemala, I was like, these are my people too. Like, I feel like Filipinos and Latinos get along quite well.
Yeah, for sure. I know when I first started, I've been doing this 2.5 years, right? And I'll be honest, I didn't know anything about the hiking community until I started what I did, right? Like, not to say that, like, I didn't know about them until then, right? So when I started, people were like, oh, do you know this person and this person? And I started meeting names and looking online, and I realized I heard about the groups, but I didn't know who was in charge or how it worked, right? Like I said, I never really joined them consistently like the way that I do now, right? So I heard about like Carlos Baruz,
The
right?
legend Carlos Baruz.
Yeah, like
He was a guest on this
yeah,
podcast.
was he really?
Yeah.
Incredible guy, like one of the nicest people ever. And I remember during my time, like trying to figure out how do I expand or how do I lead. I need to talk to people that know how to handle things, because I was dealing with a lot of things like organizing in the very beginning, and I started reaching out to Luis from Vamos, right?
Yes.
And because I heard about him as well, like, oh, you talked to Vamos, they got a great crew. I spoke to him, Carlos. I spoke to him for like 2.5 hours over the phone.
That's awesome.
I was like, hey, I heard you're the creator of the group, and he was like the nicest person, bro. He gave me so much like insight and advice, like things that you would never think about.
I feel like he's a
leading.
tribal elder. He has that look too.
Oh, absolutely. You could learn like he does look it, right? He's got the ponytail and the big smile and the trials. What did you say? The smiles and trials.
Oh yeah, a lot of miles and smiles.
A lot of miles and smiles. Like when he said with the big smile with the glasses on, and I'm like, God, this guy is so nice. And he showed up to a hike once, and he was looking at this place like, man, this place could talk. He was telling me like all the stories and all the things that they've seen, and I'm like, well, this is cool. Like, it's nice that he passed this on to me. Like when he was telling me these stories, and I really felt like I hope I'm doing I'm doing right by people that have done it in the past.
I think you are, and the fact that you even just had that long a conversation with him and he bestowed, his insights and knowledge, that's very special. He has so much history here in the LA hiking scene. Like, I really feel like his spirit is still felt here because people still continue his lineage or his groups that still happen here. The Dodgers Blue Hiking Crew. There's one coming up, I think in mid-November.
Yeah, November 9th. Yeah.
Everyone's hikes. I think there's still also a tradition where they hike to the Wisdom Tree on New Year's. Like, his spirit is still felt here, and I think people like Juan from High Hikers, they also like lead on his behalf. because a lot of people got into hiking because of Carlos Baruz, like way back in the day. I don't know the exact years, but like he spawned a lot of outdoor enthusiasts and hikers in this scene.
Yeah.
So it's really awesome you got to meet him.
Yeah, it's wild how, like, this culture, right?
It is a culture.
I didn't realize this place has been here forever. Like this area it's in between downtown LA. Like anywhere I grew up driving by it and going everywhere. Like you go to Magic Mountain or you go to the beach, you can see this from far away. You can't escape it. I used to love going to Griffith to the observatory, but I didn't realize what hiking meant like for people, right? Until I started doing it myself, and it dawned on me. People need this, right?
People absolutely need this.
Like I would come here during like some really tough times by myself when I first started, and I would randomly do it. Like I don't want to talk to anybody, I don't want to see anybody, I'm gonna go for a hike, right? Like this will be good for me. And then I would go to where we go now all the time, and then within this 3-hour span I felt better. Like it didn't fix anything, like I didn't solve my problem or what I was dealing with, but I felt like I paused things, and then when I came back down, I could deal with whatever I was dealing with at the time,
Yeah.
right? And I realized that's what hiking meant for me. But then as time went on, I don't show up with problems. I just show up because I like it, and I realize that's probably what it must feel like for other people as well.
Oh, we're going to dig deep into your origin story.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
you for
cool.
touching upon that
Yeah,
very briefly.
yeah.
And I saw that you very recently had quite the heartwarming moment when your crew surprised you with a birthday celebration. Can you just get into how that day unfolded, how they surprised you, and what it meant to you personally? Because when I saw all the content, I think this just happened this past weekend, I just had a really big smile to see how your community supported you and celebrated you.
My God. Okay, so I guess for a whole month, they started this group chat, and they were planning, like, what are we gonna do for him? I had no idea. My girlfriend had told me a few weeks ago, hey, we're gonna take pictures, right? I set up a photographer. Can you get a haircut? Just get dressed up, and we're gonna go to Griffith Park because that's your favorite spot. Like, that's our spot. And that's where we met.
Oh, you met at Griffith Park?
Well, she met in our crew, right?
Okay.
We actually met at another hike that I organized, but this is our spot. So she said, yeah, we're gonna go. I guess they set it up. We're gonna go to the LA Zoo, to the old LA Zoo, and take pictures. I was like, great, let's go. And then as we're getting there, I see somebody from a regular from our crew, as we're walking into the parking lot, and I'm like, I know that guy. Like, I know you, right? And he's looking at me like, oh crap, like he doesn't know me. And I was like, are you ignoring me? Like, what's going on?
He's acting acting sus now.
Yeah, he's totally. I'm like, and then I thought, oh, he's probably with because he met a girl here, actually. His girlfriend now, they both met here. So I was like, oh, maybe they're hanging out too, like together. And then he was gone. And I didn't think anything of it, right? I didn't think anything was going on. And then next thing you know, I'm telling my girlfriend, hey, look at there was a setup for bubbles in another part of the park. And I was telling my girlfriend, hey, we should do something with bubbles for the crew, right? Like, we should do something like a bubble hike or something.
A bubble
And
hike.
she was like, hey, look over there. And I go, yeah, but look at it. And I look and I see this huge sign that says happy birthday. And I start recognizing people and they're like, surprise. And they're playing Estas son las mañanitas. And I stood there, I was like, I soaked it all in. And they're like, we love you. And I started crying, right? Oh, man. And then,
Wow.
yeah, and then they all got together. They got a mariachi for me.
I saw that. Yeah, the mariachi
They had a
band.
mariachi that was incredible. They were like super entertaining, and they had a piñata. They got me gifts. They set up a potluck. They got cake from Porto's. They got my favorite cake, tres leches. It was so good, and we were there until like 9 p.m. or 8:30.
Oh, it went on for a while.
Yeah, it went on it wasn't one of those, all right, we did it and we're gone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no, they love hanging out. And some people couldn't make it for the surprise, but they made it afterward and they made it through. There's some people that couldn't make it because they had other obligations, but they messaged me like, hey, we knew about it. Congratulations, we're happy for you. And it was really nice, bro. Honestly, huge surprise for that to happen. I never thought this is what it would become. Like stuff like this, and I was like, it went from hiking to spending time together outside of the hike.
It's just so beautiful how, you give so much of yourself to the 5 AM crew to make people feel welcome, to build community, to keep building this movement. So it's just the best thing in the world, the best feeling in the world when your own crew organizes something for you and gives back.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, guys, like, you didn't have to do this, but it hits the soul different.
Yeah, I think I'm so used to giving, right, and not how to explain
Receiving.
this. Let me see. Yeah. I'm not. It's hard to receive when you're used to, yeah, when you're used to giving.
Dude, I understand that so
Right.
well. It's hard for us.
Yeah, like but it's nice to receive it because we're so used to doing it. Like you said, you get it, right? When you're constantly like giving like the time and emails and organizing. When I'm used to being the organizer
Exactly.
for events, right? If I say, like, I don't ask everybody, what do you all think? I'm just like, on this day, we're doing this. Who wants to go? Great, raise your hand. Here's the flyer. Be here at this time. Here are the details, right? Like, no, like all the details are here. If anybody has questions after, let me know. But I tend to not delegate too much. So it's something that I can handle on my own, right? So to know that like they all did this, that was just wow, bro. Like, I'm so used to being like in charge of things, and for me to like, and it was so funny because during the party I was cleaning, and they were like, "Stop
You're
doing
like,
that."
stop.
Yeah, and I was
Just
like, "Let
stop.
me just,
Yeah.
I just gotta, no, stop, Omar." I was like, ah. Let me film. No, give me your phone.
You can't help
My
yourself.
girlfriend
Yeah.
took my phone, and she's like, I'm filming for you. Don't worry. And I was like, okay. I get antsy because I'm all right.
I
Just
get it.
relax. I think at some point I did get the rope for the piñata, and I was helping, and they were like, "Stop doing that." I was like, ah, all right. Because I love being in service, right? And that's really where it comes from. And I think I was talking to my therapist a couple months ago. Is I feel useful. It feels nice to be useful, right? Like that's where I think I have value, or that's where I feel I have value.
Yeah, to give value, to be a leader, to lend a helping hand, to organize. Yeah, dude, it's so funny. I resonate with that so much. It's hard for us to just sit down in your chair, relax, let people support you, let people help you. It's hard as a leader, but we have to understand to delegate, and also that this platform or this movement is also beyond us. We have to learn to allow people to step in and support, and that can be a very difficult thing to do at times.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because it's like the norm, you know, like what we're used to, or what I'm used to, where it's like this works,
True.
right? Like this works. I don't know the other way, right? And I see it now. Uh, I've had people delegate for other things, and it works like really well. I said we're gonna have a women's hike. You girls organize it. Just let me know, and I'll make the flyer. Let me know where.
Yeah.
And then I made a quick flyer, and then they all did it themselves. And then I was like, would you like somebody? One of the girls said, "Are you guys gonna make breakfast for us?" And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah,
You created this. I'm just supporting it.
sure.
So I was like, "Here, just let us know what time you want us there, and we'll be there." And then they did it, and it was just phenomenal. Like, it felt nice. I was like, "Oh, this works too." Like, okay, I just got to do this more often.
All
Yeah,
right, Omar.
yeah, yeah,
So before we get into all your recent adventures and all your work with the 5 a.m. crew,
yeah.
I do want to learn more about you and your outdoor journey and just dig deeper into that.
Mm,
So I want you to take us back.
mm.
What was your first hiking memory?
Um, growing up, God, I could tell you the first time. It wasn't here. It was, I think, because I was a kid. It was my older brother. I had an older brother who was like big on. He was very athletic, and he was in a soccer team. And they had a coach, and the coach would like do other things outside of soccer. So I remember his team was like, "Oh, we're going hiking," and my brother was like, kind of like my second dad, so he would always take me everywhere. And he took me to this hike, and we had. Oh, that's right. You know what? I think it was. Looking back at it, somewhere. I think it was the Bridge to Nowhere.
Wow, what a
Yeah,
first hiking memory. That's epic.
it was definitely that river because I keep hearing how it pulls you, right? And I remember because they were crossing the river, and the coach, I was about 8 years old, right? And the coach put me over his shoulder and tried to cross the river, and the water current took us. So it was really high up, or at least to me, it was really high up. And I was at the bottom of the water, and the coach was like above me. Unfortunately, like I I feel like that was the time I was gonna die. Like that was a near-death experience because I couldn't breathe.
No kidding.
So and because he was right above me, and we were both like floating. The water was taking us both, and I couldn't. And I grabbed like a twig or something, and pulled like a little bit, and I was able to breathe. And next thing you know, I see my older brother running with the water, and he just grabs me, pulls me, puts me on top,
Oh my
and I lost
goodness,
my
that's
shoe.
intense.
I remember losing my shoes, right? Like the water took my shoes, and he took both his shoes off and he put them on me, and then his team wrapped these cereal boxes with rope over his feet. I never forgot that. We ended up walking back to the parking lot. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. That was my first memory of hiking,
What
and I
a
can remember.
memorable first hiking memory and a
Yeah.
traumatic one a bit.
Yeah, for sure. And I always remind him of this too. And he's like, "I get it. I saved your life. Get over it." And I was like, "You saved me. Like you have no idea." Yeah, that was my first memory. Oh
Around
my
what
god,
age were you?
I was about 8 years old.
Oh
Yeah, I
Lord.
was a kid. Damn.
That's one of the most iconic and adventurous hikes in all of Southern California. It's such
Mm.
a unique one. Did they have Bungee America
I
back then
I
on the
don't,
bridge?
because I was a kid. I don't remember that part of the story.
Yeah,
I honestly don't think we continued on to wherever they were trying to get to because of that
because
situation.
of that
Because I
situation.
lost my shoes and they had to find shoes for him to go back. Yeah, that's so funny you mentioned that. Because I used to talk about that story growing up, like, but I never realized. That was like my first hike. Like the first official hike I could remember where I was walking and then, yeah, near death experience. I actually haven't gone back since. So I should probably do that one time.
Hey, you should go back and jump off the bridge with the Bungee America people.
Okay. That,
Just go
all
all
right.
out. Just
All right, yeah,
conquer
yeah.
all the
Might as well,
fears.
yeah, yeah. Have another near death experience. Might as well go all in, right? Be like, hey, remember when I was a kid, I almost died here, so I'm ready to do it again. Let's go.
Yeah, you're just gonna go all in.
Yeah,
Oh, that is
that does sound
so
fun.
wild. So, after that first intense hiking memory, you probably never wanted to hike again for a long time, huh?
Well, I was a kid, so they took me wherever they took me, right? So, yeah, yeah. I mean, and then after that, I imagine my brother was like, "This kid's a drag," you know. Just leave him at the house. But as I was growing up, sometimes I would randomly come here with my. Gosh, I don't remember coming here as a teenager, unfortunately. But I do remember coming here in my 20s, and I thought, in my 20s, yeah, yeah, I would have. I think we all get emotional, right? In our 20s, we have like trying to figure out our feelings and our emotions. At least in myself. So I would come here at 5 a.m. right? In my head going, this is what I need. I'm getting up early and I'm gonna figure things out. I can't sleep. I'm just gonna go and then I'll go hang out and then I'll watch the sunrise. And I wouldn't cry here, but I would definitely like be in my feelings.
And your feelings being a very introspective, reflective state,
Yeah,
trying to find clarity in life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And whatever stories we create, I think I would have that here. But then it's hard to be angry or sad when you're like huffing and puffing, you're sweating, and your legs are killing you and your calves are hurting, right? And then when I get to the top, it was like, what was I angry about? I don't even know. I don't even care, right? And then
1000%.
when I get back down to the parking lot, now I'm like, all right, well, I should focus on whatever I need to work on right now. And that really helped. Yeah.
And just digging deeper into like your journey, your personal journey into the outdoors, you know, what life experiences or like life events like led you to actually getting outside like more consistently? Would you say like in your later years or young adult years?
Are you talking about here, like when we started the group,
Just in
or just in
general, like
general?
hiking, like was there any like life experiences or life events that got you outdoors to doing it consistent and regularly? Like maybe
Well,
you were doing like another passion or activity, or maybe you were going through a rough time in your life, and that was like what catapulted you into consistently hiking.
I see. I wasn't a consistent person. Like I was at a job for 18 years and I was always late every single day. True story. And then I quit recently, actually. Like actually, when I started the group, that's when I quit my job.
Wow.
It
Okay.
was within that time frame, so this really did help fill that void of connection that I had at work. When I started the group is really when I was consistent with showing up 3 times a week, right? Because I originally intended to do this every Saturday with 2 dozen people, right? That was my goal. I had actually gone to a leadership training, kind of like Landmark, right? It was like a weekend training about like talking about goals, talking about life and what we
Landmark.
want. It's called MITT, and it really changed my outlook, right? Because I was like, whatever stories I created, anything that I would say, I want to do this, but then they would ask us, like, that's, well, why aren't you? Oh, well, because, and then I have an excuse, right? Okay, well, how long have you been having this story in your head, right? So it was a project that I created. It was a community project that they invited me into, right? And they said, if you had a community of something that you like doing, what would that look like? And I said, well, I like hiking, and I like 5 a.m. Right? So they were like, great. What would your community look like? And I said, if I had 2 dozen people every Saturday join me for a hike at Griffith Park, that's what I like doing. I like doing it at 5. I think that'd be my community. That'd be what I create. And they're like, great, get to work, right? Like, cool. Well, what do I do? Like, well, you have to figure that out, like, as you go. Like, but you're committing yourself to doing this, right? I said, yeah. So it was like a declaration I made for myself. And then in between all that, in order to make it happen, I couldn't just say Saturdays only because some people can't make it Saturday. So then somebody showed up on Saturday and they said, can you come on Tuesday? And I was like, if you come on Tuesday, I'll be here Tuesday. Great. So then they showed up with people on Tuesday. So then those people said, can you come on Thursday? And I was like,
Really, just kept
sure.
the momentum.
Yeah. And I was like, all right. And then one friend of mine told me, well, a friend of mine, bro, I love this. This is great. I commit myself to coming with you for 5 weeks. And I was like, cool, let's keep coming. And then he would bring people, and then they would bring people. And then those people would stop showing up, right? So it was off and on, right? But before that, I would always invite, like before I even committed myself to doing this, I would always invite coworkers, friends, and they would always say, I'll be there. And I'd show up at the parking lot and they weren't there, and they would like, hey, sorry, I overslept. So what was funny was I would always come up with this story in my head that I'm not worthy of people showing up for me. And then that was my excuse for going, then I'm not gonna make it anymore, right? And that was before I went to the leadership training. Then that's when I learned I gotta show up anyway, no matter what, even if it's just for me and not for other people, right? And then it really changed my outlook.
Dude, that's
and
powerful, man.
and now I realize the people that show up, these are like 5 a.m. hikes are not for everybody, right? Like hiking in general is not for everybody, but specifically 5 a.m. hikes are also not for everybody. People got work, school, they're not worried about my feelings or whatever, any stories that come up, like all that. But if they come through, then these are the diehard ones. Like we have our regulars that I'm super, like, I'm happy with. There's one person that told me a couple months ago, I was telling her, I don't know how long this is gonna last. What happens if people stop showing up? And she's like, do whatever you want, Omar, but you're gonna have your core 10 of us that will always be here. Like
Keeping it
no matter
alive.
what, we love this. We love the way that it works. Everybody understands what this is, and no matter what, you're always gonna have those people. And then I was, thank you. So I was reminding myself of that conversation, and then I kept thinking, well, maybe people will stop coming. But then, like last week, it was pouring rain, and we had 18 hikers in the rain. Like it was muddy, and they all showed up. I was like, you crazy hooligans! Like, what is this, right? And I thought, oh, this is never gonna stop. But people love it. I thought, okay, this is what it took me to be able to create, is stop with the stories, stop with the, oh, woe is me, nobody wants to hang out.
The victim mentality.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
whole, like once I got past all of that, I don't even care anymore. Like it feels really good. Yeah.
That's really special to hear the origin stories to you bringing people out to Griffith Park, the landmark leadership program, and the origins of just you building this. These are the stories of you creating the 5 a.m. crew, and you finding your people, and you doing it weekly, 3 times a week. What year did you start the 5 a.m. crew?
It was February 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. So during that leadership, it was like 4 months of constant. I had life coaches checking in all the time, and one of the things I committed myself to was 5 a.m. for me only every day for like 60 days, or no, it was 70. I forgot how many days, but it was like for 4 months straight. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. Right. So that's originally when I started. I think it was like February 3rd or February 10th.
The 5 a.m.
2023.
concept.
The concept for 5 a.m. started in the second week of February, and I was doing it every day. It wasn't viable.
But were
It
you
was too
doing
much.
5 a.m. because you just loved early morning hikes, or is it because you knew you wanted to chase the sunrise?
No. It was just 5 a.m. for 5 a.m. It was the thought of getting up at 5. I was listening to YouTube channels, and it was like the motivational, you can do it,
yeah.
and you get
Win the
this person,
morning.
yeah, we got this, grind, and you hear, what's his name, the guy, get hard, stay hard.
God, why am I
Okay,
blanking out? He's like the
Goggins.
most famous.
Goggins. Yeah,
David
yeah.
Goggins.
David Goggins. You go, stay hard. It'd be like, I woke up, I gave birth to myself, and then like,
I gave birth to myself.
stay hard.
So funny.
So he like all these motivational things, and then at some point crash, bro. Like this is not viable. I can't get up at 5 every single day. So then I had to regroup, right? And it was it's part of the deal. Like organize. Don't just go gung ho into something like immediately, but figure out can I do this once a month, once a week, 3 times a week? And I thought, okay, 3 times I can do this. And then on off days I could get up late, I'm still good, and I don't feel so bad. I think the first official hike was at the end of February when I hiked to the Culver City Stairs.
Oh, that's my local hike.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a great spot.
It's a very
Yeah.
great spot. It's like our version of Runyon Canyon.
Yes. Okay, because everybody goes there They got the juicery at the bottom, right, with the
Yeah,
truck.
correct.
The view is incredible, and then there's everybody from the city goes there.
Yeah, especially West LA.
Yeah, that's a great spot.
Yeah, 282 stone steps. That's actually how the Just Trek crew first started. We first started hosting weekly sunset group hikes at the Culver City Stairs back in 2019.
Oh, that's wild, bro.
We haven't been doing that since, but
Okay.
there was like a solid first few months.
And you
But that's how we
branched out?
started. Yeah, we just wanted to bring people out to the San Gabriel Mountains, Santa Monica Mountains, which is where my journey started. I still go there regularly, and I'll invite friends, but that's how the first iteration of the Just Trek crew started. So that's cool that you're showing love to the Culver City Stairs.
Yeah, it's a great spot, bro. I think if anybody should, there's that one, and then there's the El Sereno Ascot Hills. That's another great one too. There's
This
all
bee
these, like,
wants to be a part of the podcast.
I think so, bro. Brought to you by Bees, Stinger brand.
Don't
right?
say that. Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
honey stinger.
Yeah, it'll keep you awake, bro.
Yeah, I actually got stung in the back of my head by a bee a few months ago. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah, don't get stung, bro.
I think it's attracted to
Wait.
my colors.
Is it the
but-
colors or the?
no.
You know what? Let's put these over here. What's that?
Make sure
Oh
I don't
my
go in
God.
your drink.
Yeah.
You see this, guys? When you do a outdoor podcast and you're out in nature, you get the bees, you get the wildlife, you get dogs walking by, but you get this beautiful downtown LA skyline in the backdrop of nature. So with the 5 a.m. crew, so it sounds like you started it about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's special. So you're trekking onwards to 3 years, and you've hosted so many group hikes, not only in Griffith Park, but all over Southern California. Can you just share some of the most special highlights from your community group hikes?
Yeah, absolutely. Special moments. Friendsgiving last year, we had 20,000 followers.
Nice.
They got balloons, and I was getting to the top. I was sweeping that day. I was in the back of the crew and just making sure that the last people were making it up. And as I got up there, they were all waiting at one of the last checkpoint before we made it to the top, and they were like clapping for me, and they were clapping for themselves really, because we had just made 20,000. It's not just me, but it was a milestone because I want to say 2 months before that, we were hiking a Hollywood sign after making it to 10,000 followers. And I remember saying, I stood at the top of the table and I said, if we make it to 20,000, I'm getting tacos at the parking lot, right? And everybody was like, what? And when I say things, I'm like, damn, I have to do it now. So when we get to 20,000, they were like, we're getting tacos.
That's so awesome.
And we ended up making a cochinito pibil but it ended up being the potluck. So everybody came together. But that was a beautiful moment, bro. I never forgot that. Like that, the vision of everybody just being happy about it and being excited. Like, this group is growing, this community grows, and people just keep coming back because of it.
You really have taken the hiking group community by storm. Like, I think you said earlier you're almost at 50,000, or you just reached
We're
50,000?
about to reach, yeah. I calculate.
That's insane.
Yeah. We may or may not make it, to be quite honest, but we're at 48.7 right now, I believe, 48.6.
Was there like how did you grow so quickly? Like, was there like a viral piece of content, or was it just a mixture of always recapping and large group hikes happening consistently on a weekly basis? Like, what do you attribute a lot of the social media growth to?
When I first started the group, right, I started the account, and a lot of the people that I knew followed it because they were like, oh, Omar's hiking. Like, I'm always doing something new. And, oh, now he's doing hiking. Cool. Like, can you support? Right? And it was like a 500, 300 people. And people were like, this is cool. And then I posted a picture going on. This is after, I think it was about 8 months after my project started, right? And the leadership training was over. And I was like, all right, I'm going to keep showing up. And then at some point, I kind of got tired. I think it was after New Year's. It was like January. I was still showing up, but I was still doing everything, timing, and at some point it was just me and another person. And I thought, maybe I should take a break. I'll take a break in February. So I took a complete, like a month off, the whole February. And then another friend of mine, who I actually met in the training, he said, hey, what happened to your 5 a.m. thing that you're doing? And I said, I'm tired. And he goes, well, let's go. I'll go with you. So he started coming with me for like 2 weeks. My buddy Rudy Rubio, and I told him, hey, stop, like, this is kind of cool. Let me get a footage. There was, like, you could hear your feet touching the dirt.
Yeah.
right? And then we were like, like huffing and you could hear clearly tell we're hiking because you could see the hill, you could hear it. There was a lot of like birds chirping.
The nature ASMR.
Yeah, it was perfect, right? So I videoed it, and then I said, all right, let's keep going. So I kept going. We made it up, touched the bar, took a quick picture. I posted it. It wasn't a big deal, right? But then later, I posted the video, the ASMR that you're talking about, and then I just put like a title that said Griffith Park Hogback Trail, 5 a.m. Read the caption for details, right? And I remember that night, I think I got like 500 likes, and then the next day it was like 700 likes, and I was like, what? Like people that don't follow me
Catching
like this,
traction.
right? And the next thing you know, like a week later, like 5,000 likes, and it just kept building, right? So next thing you know, I think I was about 2 weeks in, we were at 2,000 followers, right? We hit our first 1,000, then two, and then little by little, that one clip kept bringing more people, and people, I had to start responding to everybody. And then I put on the caption like, hey, these are the details, meet me here. And then within like a month, like 2 weeks later, we had about 18 people, and then 24, and then 30. And I think it was the first month we had 40 people show up. So I jumped from having 8 people or 3 or 4 people on the regular to 40 to 60. And I think one day I said, hey, join us for 4th of July. We're going to be here. And I had about 150 people. I didn't know what I was
The
doing.
hiking army.
I didn't have a radio. I didn't have radios. I didn't understand what sweepers or leads are at all. I just was like, I used to circle everybody up for the smaller groups and just say everybody introduce themselves, where they're from. Like we would have like a 3 or 4 minute huddle, and there was no hands in or anything like that. It was just, hey, welcome to the group. Thank you for coming. And then we made it up and we came back down, but there was no connection. I think, really, like what we do now. I do encourage people to talk, but at the time, yeah, that 150 people for 4th of July was insane, bro. One lady showed up because she saw it because she was in Vegas or something. She was like, oh, I heard about this. And she ended up, there was somebody with a baby on a sling, but
Okay.
I couldn't see them because, we started in the dark. And then when we got to the top, this woman was like hiking up with a baby. Like a newborn. It was a
that
newborn
new.
baby. Yeah, she had just had this baby like
What?
the week before. And she was like, I'm a hiker and I can't miss this. And I was like, what?
We taking this baby for a
Bro, this is
ride.
crazy, dude. Is this
One
his
week
baby?
into life.
Is this his first hike? No, he had a first hike when I had him. No, I was kidding. No, no. But
You've seen a
yeah.
lot of wild stuff on your group.
Oh,
hikes.
absolutely, bro. Yeah, yeah. We've had.
Oh, there was something about a dog that went viral. You rescued a dog on the trail?
Yeah, yeah. That was the first August. It was right after the second year, when we went viral and the group started growing. There was a dog. I think that's why we got a lot of followers as well, because of we just finished hiking and it was like a Thursday or a Tuesday morning, and it was just like this, and we made it to the top, and I was sweeping again.
It's nice to be a
Yeah.
sweeper, especially you're in the back today. Just keep
Yeah,
it chill.
you could literally just walk as slow as you want and
Let your
just-
leads lead.
Yeah, and support the people that are struggling.
Yeah.
So I remember, yeah, we got up there and yeah, there was a dog there. Yeah, I was like, hey, good job, everybody, high-fiving. And then somebody said, hey, is this somebody's dog that you know? And I was like, I don't, first time seeing this dog. And it was this German Shepherd. It looked really scared with his tail tucked between his legs. And he had no leash, nothing. But there was bowls laid out. Like somebody left water bowls. Like they left one there, and then they left one a little bit further down the mountain, and then another further down the mountain. I was like, we didn't understand what was happening. And it's one of those leadership moments where you're like, I can't just ignore this, right? Like, because everybody's looking to me like, what do we do? And I said, let's take a minute and just, does anybody know how long it's been here? And somebody was like, well, we've been here 20 minutes. And nobody's claimed him, like, at all. We've asked everybody, and nobody knows whose it is. We've asked everybody here. And I literally screamed, like, does anybody know whose dog this is? And nobody said anything. So clearly, he was abandoned. So we took a group picture real quick. And then I said, let's bring him down and just take him down to Forest Services, right, to the rangers, and then see if they can do something with him. Because honestly, I don't have any place for him. Like, I don't have enough room for a dog, but he didn't want to come with us. We didn't have a leash, so somebody tried to pick him up, and I think it was Daniel. That's right, one of our guys, one of our regulars, Daniel. Martinez, great guy, really strong. Picks him up. He carries him like this, bro. He's got him on his back. But see, Daniel also has a tarp that he brings with us because we're doing the push-ups in the morning sometimes, and he brings the tarp so we don't have to touch the dirt,
Yeah.
right? So
Oh, we were touching the dirt earlier
right,
today.
yeah. So to avoid that, he brings this tarp, right? And that's why I tell you he's strong because he carries this big tarp in that bag, kind of like your backpack that you had earlier. But he does it every time when he shows up. So he took the tarp out, folded it into halves or whatever, and then he put the dog on there because the dog didn't want to walk. So we carried him on all, like we had 4 people carry him on all 4 corners, and then as we came down, I went live on Instagram, and I was like, well, we have a huge following. Maybe somebody will see him, right? If I go on Griffith, hey, we're at Griffith Park and we just found this dog. Does anybody know whose it is? It's a German Shepherd. Uh, by the time we made it to the parking lot, one of our other regulars had sent the information to a Fox News, Fox 11.
No way.
Yeah, so probably within 2 hours, we were on the news, right? Like hiking crew found a German Shepherd at Griffith Park.
God bless you guys.
And bro, yeah. But then like nobody claimed him. So Daniel ended up taking care of him for like a month and a half or two. And he almost lost his job, poor guy. And he almost got kicked out of his house because they didn't allow dogs. And his boss was like, we need you to come in. Like, you can't be bringing your dog. So we ended up paying for like everybody collecting like a GoFundMe so that we could pay for a trainer. And then the trainer like got him back. I guess he was scared. What do you call that when you're gonna leave him?
Oh,
Like there's the trauma, like
yeah, they don't want to be abandoned again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I guess he was traumatized that he was gonna be abandoned, right? But
Oh, no.
man, Daniel took such good care of him, and then we ended up finding like another crew member in our group too, Maritza. Her daughter absolutely loved him, and they had a huge house for him, and they had a whole setup, and they had another German Shepherd. So
Oh,
now
perfect.
he's got a brother, and now he's got a home. So that was great, bro. Like
And what was the name of that dog?
Oh, Hiker. Yeah, we call
I
him
remember
Hiker.
that.
Yeah.
I think this was also featured by Jacqueline Cosgrove,
Yeah.
the outdoor reporter
Yeah.
from the LA Times
We-
in the Wild newsletter.
We told her that story. Yeah, I remember. And then now he's on the logo. Like it was just 4 hikers, but then we added him in the logo, and you can
Is
see
he
him
in
on
this
the logo.
logo?
Yeah, he's in this logo right over here. That's him. Right there.
That's so great, y'all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And now, yeah, like I said, the new logo will have Oreo, the cat,
At the
is
summit.
in the front. At the front, yeah. So little by little, no more animals, okay?
Got
We're good with
parrots,
it. Got
lions,
parrots,
bears,
we have
snakes.
a pterodactyl.
Pterodactyls, yeah. You never know what might pop out of Griffith Park. It is a true wilderness out here.
And frogs and
Yeah, you're just gonna have all the wildlife all over the sticker. You'll have to make a larger sticker.
there'll
At
be
some
no
point.
room, bro. I'm like, no more animals.
That's so
We
great.
have a zoo and everything. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
man, that was the story with Hiker, and to this day, he's happy, he's in a home, and highly stressful moments, bro. I never thought I'd go from organizing 24 hikes right on a Saturday to saving dogs, and
The side quests along the way,
yeah,
right?
it's weird. You never consider that, right? Like surprise birthday parties, friendsgivings, uh, followers on Instagram. Like it wasn't my intention, but I realized you don't know what you don't know, and this is part of it.
It's really wild how much you attract and how much growth happens around you and yourself when you remain consistent at something, a project, or you just showing up for yourself. I mean, you must still be shocked at the movement you've created around 5 a.m. crew and all the friendships and all these side stories and being featured on the news and just building up a big following. It's pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, I trip out on this every time. Yeah, honestly, I
Enjoy it, man. Enjoy the ride.
I'm looking forward to all the other things I learned. Yeah, I've had so many
Learning
done
lessons.
moments. Yeah, like I call them breakdowns to break through, right? Like moments that I'm like, I quit, and it's like, no, like, why am I quitting, right? No, there's something to learn here, because once I figure it out, it'll be something I learned, and it'll be like all the things that I think make you grow. Yeah, for sure.
Any breakthrough in particular you want
Yeah.
to you might have went through recently?
Let me see. God.
We can always circle back to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the next segment is actually always on this show. I always want the listeners to discover new places to explore that our guests have done. Let's do this first, and maybe
Sure, that
we'll
works.
come back to you.
Thank you, bro.
So I'd love to know, what would you say are your top 3 trails in California at this very moment, and why is each a favorite?
That's good. That's great. Baldy.
Of course.
I love Baldy. If you're ever considering moving on up, that is a great trainer for me. Like that would be what I recommend.
Like, what about Mount Baldy makes it a favorite for you? Is it the challenge? Is it some of the sections or the views? Anything in particular that stands out to you?
It's the view, and it's extreme, right? It'll challenge you.
Yeah.
The first time I went, I cried, right? Because I was like, this is hard.
It's very
Like,
hard. It's challenging.
This is so hard. And I remember I made it up, and I cried, and it was windy, it was freezing cold, right? And the sun was out, right?
Did you do it with 5 a.m. crew or
No,
solo?
This is when I first started the group, and it was some of the people in my training, in my circle, were like, oh, we'll go with you. We'll come with you. So we came, and we did it together. And I remember like they were all fast. I was the slowest one in that group. And I remember crying because I had the heaviest shoes on. I was unprepared. The wind took my hat, just took it.
There's always
right?
winds up there.
Yeah, just completely gone. My head was freezing. My arms were like sausages because we were the elevation. And I remember getting up there and going, I did it, right? And they're like, you did it. And I thought, I'll never do this again, right? And then we made it to the parking lot, and my legs were killing me. And my buddy was texting everybody on the group chat like, who's ready to do it again? And I was like, I'm ready, just let me know when. And then we didn't because of the snow, and we couldn't go back. Like, it was dangerous. And he was telling me like, we should never do this in the snow. Yeah,
speaking of the snow, it's actually snow-capped right now.
Yeah.
I always say on this podcast, it's our local Mount Everest in the wintertime. I just did not Mount Baden-Powell, I did an adjacent hike. It was called Bighorn Mine, and we got to see like Mount Baldy, like across from us, across from the mine, just like snow-capped. You're like, are we in Southern California? Like, where are we right now? It's just so striking.
Yeah, we have deserts that are hot, and then snow-capped mountains. It's wild, but that's LA, bro. That's California, honestly.
Only very few places in the world where you can hit the Pacific Ocean and then go snowboarding or mountaineering in the wintertime.
Or you could just go to California Adventure and they have all that.
Very true. Okay, so you said Mount Baldy is a favorite.
Yeah.
What are 2 others in all of California? It doesn't have to be SoCal, but if you want to keep showing love to the hometown area, go ahead.
Yeah. Griffith Park, I would always recommend. You can't go wrong here. They have basic trails, and then they have tough trails, and then they have like the different peaks from one side to the other.
Any particular trail in Griffith Park that is like one you always return to or that you especially love?
I love Wisdom Tree.
Yes.
Wisdom Tree's great. I started doing it a few months ago. I think I did it for the first time. I promoted it. I was like, we're doing Wisdom Tree. And I had never done Wisdom Tree. So I went the day before just to make sure I got the trail ready. Because I was like, I know how to get there. I just never did it, right? And I remember it was hailing that day. And it was beautiful sunny. And then I got to the tree and it was hail. And I thought, man, this is a great hike. I love how it has a little bit of everything. There's like just a flat road on the fire road. Then you go up to the Hollywood sign. And then you rock scramble to get to the end. It seems never ending for brand like people that have never done it. Definitely feels never ending. But once you do it for the first time, like there's no issue the second time. You get used to it.
I think Wisdom Tree is one of the best hikes to do for both locals and out-of-towners alike. You know, you see the Hollywood Lake Reservoir. You're like, oh, there's a body of water here. And then you can see the Hollywood sign, and then that ridge that goes from the Wisdom Tree to behind the Hollywood sign. It's like rugged, it's isolated, it's peaceful. You're like, wow, like who knew that this kind of trail was here in Griffith Park? It's not only just wide fire roads. It's like more of a rugged wilderness in the Wisdom Tree area.
Yeah, and it's cool, just the name alone, you know, Wisdom Tree. Oh, where's that? Like, and it's just one tree, you know, like it's neat. I would totally recommend anybody to do that one. And then obviously like the one that we do here, the Mount Hollywood Summit over
Yeah.
by the Tom LaBonge panorama.
Can never go wrong with that.
Yeah,
And
that's-
what's a third?
Oh, the one I just did, Whitney.
Woo!
That is
The Big Mama Jamma?
Yeah, bro, that was
All right, all right.
unreal. I think everybody should train for Whitney and then do it. I think if you're in hiking everybody gets to do Whitney, right? If you can do it, like figure out a way to do it and then just get up there, because you it's you in the mountain at some point. Like even if you go with a group, it's hard to stay with the group because everybody's at different. Like when you're at the second half after the 99 switchbacks, and then you start that last 2 mile at the very end, there you break off on your own. Like people aren't waiting for each other; they're just on their own. So you're on your own journey the entire
Yes.
time. All the stories that I can't do this and I quit and I'm done. You will get past all that as long as you just keep going. And then once you're there, like all you can do is cry and scream and just let it out, because it will challenge you like I've never been challenged in my life ever, like on a physical level. And also like getting to training for it is also part of it. Like you got to go to Baldy, you got to go to Gorgonio, and you got to do these other like peaks
Yeah.
in order to be ready. You could be in the best possible physical shape of your life, but if you're not trained for elevation sickness, you will struggle all the way to the top. So it's like that when you talk about journey and destination, that is the goal, I think, for myself.
Oh, that's so awesome you brought that up, because that's its own topic we're going to get into
Okay.
the
Awesome.
details of.
Thank you, bro.
So let's recap. A grade 3 you just chose Mount Baldy in the San Gabriel Mountains, the tallest mountain in all of LA County, stands at 10,064 feet. Your second one was Wisdom Tree in Griffith Park.
Yeah.
Always a winner for the locals and out-of-towners. And then Mount Whitney, I love that, up north in the Eastern Sierra region,
Yeah.
just about 4 to 5 hours from where we're at. Those three are very like diverse and unique in where they're positioned. You know, we're here at the Wisdom Tree or Griffith Park. This is actually considered still the Santa Monica Mountains. I don't know if you knew that. It's the easternmost side. And then you took us to all the way in the San Gabriels behind downtown LA, Mount Baldy, and then way further up north, you know, Mount Whitney and the Eastern Sierras. Like that whole region up there is just like Alpine Lake paradise, like Alpine Lake heaven. So that's a grade 3 selection.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and keep in mind, like I said, I've only been doing this for so long, so I can only say what the experiences that I've had. Those three are my favorite. The other ones, yeah, those I would recommend for anybody to do those, right? Like, start off with Griffith, move your way to Baldy, and then finish with Whitney.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
everything else in between for sure.
Griffith Park is such a great training ground, especially if you're first getting into hiking.
Oh, absolutely. And you learn a lot, like getting your footing, how to walk, breath work, preparedness, all that. And it's great because Griffith Park, there's usually reception most of the mountain. So if you get lost, just take your map out and just tell your phone, hey, get me back to my car.
True,
Then,
that is very true.
yeah.
You don't have to deal with no reception yet or out in the backcountry too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once you're comfortable with that, then you could do your, Strawberry Peaks, Echo Mountain when it was open at the time.
Oh, right. It's still closed, I
It's
think.
still closed right now because they're repairing it. They got a great crew that's setting that up. All these other spots, Sandstone and Malibu, and
That's my favorite, Sandstone Peak.
yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Via the Mishmaqua Trail,
Yeah.
specifically.
Oh yeah, for sure. When you go counterclockwise.
Correct.
Yeah, and you get to see that rock.
Balance Rock.
Yes.
That's
and
where
then-
I feel the pterodactyl is really going to pop out, is in that kind
right?
of landscape.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's where they film like Land of the Lost or something.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. 1,000%. So Omar, you've clearly gained tons of experience out in the wild, out in the trails, and always on this show, we love for our guests to share the hiking hacks and outdoor tips that have helped them out personally along their journey. Are there any in particular that you can share?
Get the right gear. Yeah. When I first started, I was, oh my God, I was so hard-headed. Like I would show up in these old Merrills that were for traveling, but they were heavy. And I was like, but they're Merrills, they're comfortable, they're meant for hiking, and then the people that would join me, they're, hey, those aren't Those aren't hiking. In fact, they were tearing at the bottom.
Oh
The
no.
flap was like
It was
coming off.
talking?
Yeah, it was flappy on the bottom, right? Yeah, it's talking. And they're, hey, it's time. The shoes are telling you, throw me out, right? So I got some glue, and then I put them in the washing machine, and they look brand new. And I showed up one day, they go, hey, those are the same ones. Did you rebuy them or did you glue them? And they looked at the soles, and they were like, yeah, you need to throw these
Oh
away.
no. You're just trying to be
And
sustainable, you
I was
know?
trying, yeah, for sure. I was being cheap. Like this, I'll be honest. I was being cheap, and then they go buy some. Like there's a reason your calves hurt. And I was realizing, when we're hiking, my calves would hurt a lot. And then a friend of mine who's a regular hiker, he goes, bro, just go buy yourself some like comfortable hiking shoes. And I did that. The very next day, I bought some. I went to REI and I got some Hokas. They were super light, and they were the kind that grab your ankles, like they tighten them. And I saw a huge difference, right? Like night and day. My calves never hurt. I was lighter on my feet, and I had grip. And I threw the other one. I'm not lying. I kept them. I still have them in my.
Sentimental.
Yeah, sentimental. I'm gonna throw them out. I'll do it today. But gear is a big deal. Shoes.
With the shoes you mentioned, so these look like trail runners.
These are trail runners. Yeah, these are the Hoka trail runners.
So you like to wear trail runners because there's like hiking boots. I feel like trail runners have been making a really big wave for the hiking community instead of like the really tall ankle hiking boots or the mids.
Yeah. I go between one or the other, right? Like as long as they have grip at the bottom and they're light on my feet, I don't have calf issues when I'm going up. It doesn't hurt as much. But I've seen people show up with like Converse,
Of course.
right? Or Air Force Ones, Nikes or whatever, and they're always slipping. Every time they're like holding on to people, they hold everybody back. They're like, wait for us. And I'm like, y'all bring your hiking shoes, please. That is a major life hack for me.
I
The
mean,
other one.
you have to invest in your hiking shoes because you're hiking on your feet.
Yeah. Like if you show up prepared, that's half of the game right there. The other half is showing up on time. Um, And then also, if you could download the map of where you're gonna be, I think that's a major one. Like no, like prepare. I would say prepare for yourself so people don't have to. So you're not a liability, right? And you could help each other if anything happens outside of being prepared. If there's an emergency of some sort. So this is why I say like coming here is a great trainer because you're gonna learn a lot about that. Like showing up on time, showing up prepared, checking in on each other, and then also talking is a big deal too. Like if you get to know the people that you're hiking with, it makes it a better experience.
Absolutely.
You know, like there's nothing worse than being surrounded by 30 people and nobody knows each other.
And you mentioned the maps. You're talking about downloading offline maps or like downloading like offline on Google Maps. Like, what do you use?
I've used All Trails. That
Okay.
really helps.
That's the best, yeah.
All Trails is great. I think in the past I've used Apple Maps, but they're still in the beginning stages. I tried using it to get to Wisdom Tree, and it got me lost. To be quite honest, it kept disconnecting. But All Trails never lets me down, especially when you pre-download it. It's worth buying, honestly. If you pay whatever they're charging for the year,
So worth it.
yeah, even if it gets you from out of getting lost for like one hike, it's already paid for itself.
Yeah, I would say downloading the offline maps on all trails.
Yeah.
And to your point, just pay the $25 or $35 for the entire year. It is such a game changer. You can download the offline maps for your short hikes, your medium hikes, your long hikes. It just really empowers you to hike confidently and always know where you're going. And also to help others out too along the way.
Yeah, I've gotten lost. I remember I was traveling up to Inspiration Point in Pasadena, and it was my first time doing it. And there's a point on that hike where it splits off.
Correct.
into
Yeah, there's a few ways to go up.
Yeah, there's a rock that you've got to kind of rock scramble to get through to continue into the path. Or you can go right where there's a road that leads to nowhere, right? And I remember going to that road going, hey, am I missing something? And I looked at All Trails and it said, oh, you were supposed to make a left earlier. And I thought, oh, wow, I'm glad that I have this.
It
Super
sometimes
helpful.
buzzes too if you go off on the wrong route.
Yeah. And that like any map system you can come up with, but I would recommend All Trails, download it, pay for it, and then just pre-download the map. You'll never get lost. Like you may get lost. you
you'll
may
find
still
your
get
way
lost. Yeah, you may still get lost, but like for the most part you have a map that works. That really helped me out. And then somebody tuned me into putting your phone on, what do you call that? Airplane
Airplane mode?
Put it on airplane mode.
Oh, to save battery.
Yeah, to save battery. Like if you're trying to save battery, put it on airplane mode. The only issue is, in case of an emergency, and you should have a, what do you call, one of those.
The emergency beacons, the Garmin InReach.
Yeah, like something like a Garmin, that satellite to be able to talk. So, because I did put that as a tip on a video once for Gorgonio, where I was like, oh, pro tip, put it on airplane mode and save battery. And then somebody wrote like, why would you do that? What if you get lost? And I'm thinking, well, if you have a Garmin, you don't have to worry about like that issue. So.
And you just take the phone off airplane mode when you need to use it for certain functions.
Right, yeah, totally, yeah. I think you should be okay. But yeah, that really helped me out. So, yeah, those are great tips for sure, I think. And then just showing up with all the gear that you need: water, snacks, boots, and then like bug spray if necessary, medication, like all the things that you need for a hike. Show up prepared always for anything that you need.
And got to ask you this question because you are a founder of a hiking group, you're a hiking lead. Do you happen to have any tips for other hiking leads or founders of how they go about leading their groups? Anything that you've learned that you think might be of use or piece of knowledge?
Communicate at the very beginning of every hike what you're getting into.
I like that.
Yeah, like circle everybody up and make sure they know you're the one that's in charge. So if they have questions, they can see you, but also let people know what they're in for before they start. I think that's an issue sometimes. I've heard about this as well. It's like when people say, oh, I went to this hike and we didn't know it was gonna be 12 miles, right? And I'm like, well, didn't they tell you? Like, didn't
they remind you of the stats and what you're getting into?
Yeah, like you didn't get warned about this? Like, well, I came with a friend and they told me it was gonna be fun. And I said, oh, so that was your bad. Like, you should have asked this question. But then I thought, well, if I'm organizing a hike and it's not your basic beginner's hike, I let you know in advance. This is not a beginner's hike. This is 6 miles. We should be back at this time. Everybody should have these things with them. And if you're having trouble keeping up, we're letting you know, like, you have a chance to turn back at some point, right? This is what you're getting into today, right? So that it doesn't surprise you, that you don't feel like we don't care, but it's like, well, this is what we're all doing, correct? So you communicate that with the people at your hike, and they know what to get into. So that way, no shock, no surprise. You know what this is.
You know, that's very great you brought this up because, yes, the people that registered or RSVP'd or who's ever in the group chat, they may know what's going on, but oftentimes they bring a friend and they don't know what's really going on. So for you to set the tone and mention like, this is how long it's gonna take, this is a moderate hike, this is a hard hike. So they're like, oh, like actually I'm not okay with this, or actually I'll be okay. At least they know ahead of time the expectations of what's ahead of them, so that they at least come away from it with a more positive like experience, not like, oh, I didn't know this was gonna take 10 hours of my day, like that was miserable. It's like, hey, you gotta do your own research too, but it's good you as a lead reminds the group before you start, because I imagine, you know, there's so many hiking groups now, like you show up, you give them the meetup location, and then you're just off.
Yeah, like, let's go, and then you just leave, and then you're like, where's the lead? He left us. What? Like, cool, but did he tell you he was gonna do that? No, he never said. I didn't even know his name.
It's every trekker for themselves now.
Yeah, and that, but see, and that's why I always say, like, even in the details, like I do this in every poster.
You're very thorough, by the way.
Here's where we're gonna be. This is what it is. And I know people don't read everything. I could literally put 5 a.m. hike on Tuesday on the flyer in big bold letters, and there'd still be somebody messaging me on the side going, hey, when is it? What time? What's the name of the group? And I'm like, it's in the flyer. Like, and I realize some people don't read. Some people need a video. Some people don't like video because they don't watch the whole video. I could literally make a 2-minute clip of the video with the details, and they'll still be like, I didn't see it all the way. So then I'll be like, I make an audio, and then and I'm thinking like, there's only so much you can do.
These are the pains that we go through as event organizers and hosts. It's like, dude, did you check any of the details? Come on, man. Like, we're all adults here. Like, do your due diligence as well too. We can only do so much.
Yeah, for sure. You can't cater to everybody. And one of my closest friends tells me all the time, "Well, I didn't read your message." Why not? It's right there. Like, Just tell me what it is. Like,
They
no.
slacking.
No. I'm not doing that.
It's like, I took the time to craft this message. Just read it.
Mm-hmm.
It has all the details, so you don't got to ask me any questions. That's why I make this.
You should see my group chat. The group chat is, I pin it. I create the group chat and then I'll pin, read this before asking any questions, right? And then I'll put all the details, everything that you could possibly ask. Here's the time, here's the place, here's the distance, here's the difficulty. Here are the things we require to bring. These are musts or you don't get to go. Here's a video YouTube clip of where we're gonna be so you could get an idea of
Very
what
good.
it feels like. Here's the All Trails link, right? Here are the guidelines, blah, 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 right? And then I'll say, welcome everybody. Do not ask any questions until you have read everything, and then like what I wrote at the very bottom.
There you go.
So I know you have read it, right? And then I'll put a voting, and on the vote it'll say, who's excited? And then it'll, like the first one is, I've read the pinned comment, count me in. And then the other one is still working on it, and then the other one can't make it.
Other ones, I'm a lazy piece of.
Yeah, totally. Like I don't care. Just tell me what it is, because then they'll still ask when is it, blah, blah blah blah, and then everybody in the group chat will be like, read the pinned comment for me. I don't have to. That's the great thing about delegating, is there will always be people that will answer it for me. So that works.
Yeah, it's always great to see how other leads and other groups, like, they go about their operations and business. And I've definitely noticed, because I come from an event organizing, event producing background, you're very thorough. So I greatly appreciate that about you.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. It's from experience, just learning, and I'm always listening to people's feedback, and I do my best to make it a good experience. At the end of the day, I want to make it so everybody shows up ready, prepared, have a good time. They go home safe, happy, and they have memories to remember because they showed up, like everything was organized.
It's all in the details. It's all in the preparation. Proper preparation breeds success and also mitigates a lot of potential accidents or things happening out, or injuries happening out on the trails too.
Yeah, for sure. I had a girl show up one time that she didn't know what it was. Like she was visiting, and somebody invited her, and such a big crowd. So this is before I had leads and sweeps. I didn't know how to organize.
You're figuring out your operation.
Yeah, and then I remember telling everybody, "Hey, welcome. Good to have you." And I didn't know how to tell people, this is not beginner's hike. This is, if you're struggling, we're gonna leave. Like, I didn't know how to say all that. So this is the reason that I started saying it, was because a girl started having she fainted like 4 times.
Oh, jeez.
But we didn't know it because the person that brought her didn't tell anybody, hey, she's struggling. We just kind of kept going. And then when we all
it's a large group too.
We got up there, we took a picture, and everybody was like, 5 a.m., let's go back. And we're coming back. This girl's on the floor, and she's like, she's struggling. And I was like, what's going on? We all freaked out, right? You could hear a record scratch. Like, eh. She was like, oh, I think she's having an attack of some sort, but we don't know what it was.
Gosh.
So we started handing her electrolytes and water, and I called the rangers, and I was like, hey, we're up here. And they're like, yeah, but we don't know where that is. And I was like, it's the Mount Hollywood Summit. And they're like, yeah, but we don't know where is that exactly? And I was like, are you really? Okay, so then I looked it up, and okay, here's the GPS coordinates. And then they finally got up there, they picked her up, and they brought her back down. I don't know what they gave her. I think they gave her like some vitamins, or they shot her up or something.
Yeah.
And by the time we all made it to the parking lot, she was at the parking, she was sitting in the car, and she was great. Like, she was fine, but I thought, man, this could have been really bad, right? And I thought, I need to tell people this at the beginning. Like, take care of yourself. If you don't have water, snacks, or boots, or a flashlight, you're gonna struggle to keep up. And understand, like, we stop at certain spots, so you have a chance to check in on yourself. If anybody's struggling, go back.
Yeah, there's turnaround points.
Yeah, like, go back. It's okay. Leave your ego wherever, like, just, you're gonna struggle. Don't go all the way to the top if it's gonna hurt when you get there.
Yeah.
Because if you collapse, you become a liability for everybody, not just yourself, but then we got to call people and take care of each other. And it's not, like, it's good for you to make it up, but also it's okay to leave your ego and put it down. Like, the mountain will always be here, no matter what.
Oh man, so many learning lessons already from that story already.
That one time, that's all it took. I was like, I never want this to happen again. And since then, we haven't had any issues. I think it was after that, I want to say about 2 months later, another person turned back. Like she was like, hey, I'm a little dizzy. I was like, are you okay? Yeah, I just can't keep going. I'm gonna turn back with my friend. And I was like, cool. And then we made it up. And then on the way down, she messaged me and said, hey, sorry, but I had to call for services for myself. She didn't take her medication for heart medication, and so that's why I put at the bottom like, bring food, snacks, medication if necessary for your, like, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And
Because
since then,
you don't know what each person, what they have medically wise,
right,
and that's impossible for you to like even
I
help out with that.
right, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Like I say, like I always tell people, like it's a community hike. Show up prepared, show up for yourself, take care of yourself. You will be like if you take care of yourself, most of us will be okay,
Yeah.
right?
We'll help out where we can, but please also be prepared.
Yeah, like Jeremy going, help me, help you, right? Like,
1000%.
yeah, I think that's really helped. Those experiences I've learned from and I've applied them to what we do, and it's changed the game, bro. So
Yeah, that's what it's about.
yeah,
Just things happen and you learn how to be more prepared or how to tighten up everything.
yeah, yeah.
So I now want to rewind back to the middle of summer on July 12th when the 5 a.m. crew became the 5 p.m. crew. And that day
July
was the
12th.
Mount Baldy 5000.
Oh
The trail
yeah.
run race, which is where we actually first met. We actually met at the Top of the Notch restaurant. Or actually, no, I take that back. I remember introducing myself to you right before you started leading the group hike because the Mount Baldy 5000 has been here for a few years now, but this was the first year where they actually had a group hike portion. And it was you and your group, the 5 a.m. crew, that actually led that. And I remember that was actually my first trail run race ever. And I actually didn't realize that it was all uphill. I thought it was an entry level 5K trail run. And only 2 weeks out, I was like, oh Lord, this is a really, I think I just signed up, this is a really big mistake.
Yeah.
Because I know Cooper, the guy behind Trials of Miles, and I've helped him out with some like hiking gigs, like being a guide. And I just thought it was like an entry level thing, and not knowing that this was pure pain and suffering with a little bit of joy somewhere.
Yeah.
But I remember I got there around like right before 5 and I saw your flag. One of your members was holding your flag. And I was like, oh, Omar's probably here. Like, I should say hi. I haven't met him yet in person. So I remember you were so flustered. There were so many things happening around you. And I was just like, yo, what's up, Omar? Justin from Just Trek. Pleasure to meet you. I know you're really busy right now. And then you were off. You're off to lead your group. So I guess what I want to chat with you, I just really want to more reminisce about that day because that was my first time meeting you. Like, what was it like to lead the group hike portion of that route from the bottom of the ski lifts all the way to the top of the Notch restaurant? And then that also transitioned into the Camp Baldy experience where we both got to stay overnight.
Yeah.
And then also got to experience like some really fun programming with the event. Like, how was that day for you? But first starting with leading that group hike portion.
Oh, I remember that day, bro. It was
It's sponsored by Hoka and
It
REI.
was
Shout
REI
outs.
Hoka. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much to the LA team from REI. They do a really good job. They love collaborating with us, and they've been super supportive
It's so great to hear that.
since we started working together, and it's been great. They connected us with Hoka and Trials of Miles, with Cooper, who's a phenomenal, like, creator of all these other
Cooper's
things
great.
that he does. Man, it's crazy. So they told me they had reached out and said we'd like to do something where, like, outside. What else do you have in mind for your crew? And I thought, well, we've been wanting to do Baldy, right? They actually had mentioned, hey, that's right. They had told me, what do you think about guiding people hiking up Baldy, right? And I was like, all the way? And they go, no, I mean, we could do half, like from from the parking lot to the restaurant, right? And that's a rough, what, 3 miles, right? Yeah, it's about 3 miles up.
Yeah, so 5K. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
5K.
3 point something miles. Yeah.
Yeah, like once you get past it, you go up that hill and then come back down and then run. They set it up. It's crazy. And I had already hiked that spot quite a few times, right? I was pretty comfortable with it. But man, when they told, I work on declarations, right? I told them, if I could get 100 people, like, would that be great? They go, yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, their first thing was, wouldn't it be, their thing was like, what if you did the 5 a.m. at 5 p.m. at a 5K? And I was like, that's a great name for like a flyer, right? So We called it that, like the 5 a.m. at 5 p.m. at 5K, at the 5K, something like that.
5 p.m. crew, bro. That's what
Yeah,
you were.
yeah. And I remember telling everybody, because everybody kept saying, when are we going to do something harder, like outside of Griffith Park and Strawberry Peak? When are we doing Baldy? So the minute I told people in our crew who's down to do Baldy, everybody was jumping on it. So then they organized it where like everybody in our group didn't have to pay to do the trail. They just showed up and they gave them hats. And when I got out of the car, it felt nice because everybody was asking me 1,000 questions, right? When are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And we're everybody. Some people got their shoes. Some people got shirts.
Oh, that's awesome. They got shoes too?
Yeah, well, I got shoes.
Oh yeah.
They gave me some shoes.
They got to hook you up.
Yeah, it was really nice that they did that for me, and it was a wonderful gift. And we circled everybody up. We had a sweeper, we had mids, and bro, it was crazy. Like to see, I didn't realize we did get like 100 and some people that registered an hour before the actual run started. I guess the run was at 6, so our hike was at 5. It was perfect because we rounded everybody up, and the owner of the notch came out too, and he filmed us from his drone, and we got everybody excited. We riled them up, and then we started hiking. And I remember telling everybody, guys, this is not Griffith Park. Just so we're clear, this is hard. That first steep incline is gonna wake you up. And we stopped at that first checkpoint, and we kept everybody together. And there was people trying to rush, and I had to tell them, hey, we started this group together. Like we're not gonna get up there. You're not gonna leave the crew. Like this is a community group, the same way we do here at Griffith Park. Some people needed a lot of breaks. It was hot. It was stuffy. But essentially, everybody made it up. I think it was just 2 people that went back down, and then they came up on that ski lift.
Oh, the ski lift, the life hack.
Yeah, it was that was their life hack, bro. They got up there. It was, our thing is follow us to the top. Like they did follow us to the top, but they figured out another way up there.
That's fun. Those ski lifts, honestly, they feel so sketchy still. Like I get so much anxiety on them.
Yeah, I'd rather hike, bro. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I was like, I'd rather hike up to the notch than go up that ski lift again.
Yeah.
Feels like eternity up there.
I think it feels like it takes longer to go down on it than it does to walk down on it through it. But yeah, when we got up there, man, it was incredible because the whole purpose is to hike up there together and then cheer for the runners as they came up. And luckily we made it just in time to be able to just as the first runner came up, we were cheering them on. There were still people hiking up. And then eventually we all stood up there and we were cheering for the people. Great experience. We had, I think we had drinks, we had dinner. Some people had already pre-ordered their food.
Oh, there was a barbecue buffet.
Yeah, it was barbecue ribs
That's
and
right.
mashed potatoes and bread, and you could buy beer. Oh my God, that's right. It was
a
fun,
whole
bro.
festival, pretty
Yeah.
much.
They had people taking pictures with like the mountains in the background. It was clear skies. You could see the sunset. And bro, honestly, I remember that being like, people felt so empowered that day. And they started doing other hikes together after that. There were some people that was their first time ever experiencing Baldy.
Oh, ever? Just
yeah,
being in that general
like,
area.
yeah, like moving on up to that. We had 2 of the women in our crew that have been coming here for like a year and change already. They brought their kids and they put them on a backpack. And I started seeing like the transition from when they first started to where they're at now. And I just, man, that was beautiful. God, yeah, I do
Sounds like it
remember
was a
seeing that.
special day for the 5M crew. Like you were like elevating, but in a different part of the mountain. You're leaving home base of Griffith Park and bringing
Yeah.
your movement to this wondrous area, one of the most special places in all of Southern California, the general Mount Baldy area.
Right, and this is what I say. Like you're asking me one of the best destinations, Baldy, because of all that, right? Like I've had moments there that are like powerful. And we got up there, we took pictures. They did a bonfire with the marshmallows and the
I
crackers.
remember that, yeah.
We had s'mores. It was nice because I've always wanted this for myself. I think to be surrounded by like groups of people that love doing something together, and then also the feeling of like being around a bonfire. It really it kind of makes me feel like cavemen, right? Like this is what civilization did. Like they did something hard together. They made food and then they cooked and they surrounded each other by fire. And I feel like our new fire is like smartphones, right? Like you go to the bathroom and like
People are still on the phone.
Yeah, people are still on their phone,
taking
like
a piss, looking at their phone.
yeah,
Like,
like,
dude.
like I think smartphones are the new bonfire. I think, but we do this just for ourselves. But it's cool that we can put them away and hang out, and it's funny to see like after the struggle and have a beer and have a bonfire and a s'mores. And then some people ended up coming back down on the ski lift because they didn't pay for they weren't able to like sign up for the camping. Because they had a limited amount of people that they could camp.
That's right.
So quite a few of us ended up staying at the top of this, like the corner of this ridge over by the top of Baldy, like in that section, and we could oversee the city lights.
Oh, it's so beautiful up there.
Dude, yeah, and then at some point, I was in the tent with my girlfriend, and I remember because I don't camp a lot, and they gave me the tent that they rented out to everybody, and I slept. She was out cold, right? And I could hear a bear outside.
You
Right?
heard a bear?
I heard rustling.
Okay.
Shh, 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 right? And then I was next to another tent with our other leads, this couple, and they were not too far from us. So they set up the 5 a.m. crew flag next to between our tents, and I could hear the flag flapping, right? And it wasn't a bear; it was just rubbing, and I could hear movement because it was super windy. So I could hear the flapping of the flag and the tent like rubbing against itself, and I thought it was a bear. So I managed to have I managed to have reception, and I used ChatGPT, right? And I said, I'm in this tent, and I could hear rustling and flapping, but I don't know if I should go outside because it might be a bear. And Chad was like, these are the possibilities. It could be a bear, but chances are it's the rubbing of the tent. Go back to sleep, right?
It said that?
Yeah, it was like, should I go back to sleep? And it was like, you
That
should
is
try and get some
hilarious.
rest. You've only got this much because you got to get up in the morning for yoga. I was like, damn it! Like, this thing knows way too much about me.
It learned about what you were doing that day too
Right?
much.
Yeah, dude. And it was I went to sleep for like an hour. My girlfriend woke up, and I honestly couldn't rest. I wasn't rested, but I ended up getting up, and we took the tent apart, and we came back down, and woke up for yoga, breakfast. We did yoga. We did yoga, right? And that
There was
beautiful.
yoga. I walked by it, but I was like still fixing some stuff with my tent. But I saw it happen, and then I remember a lot of us started going inside for like the continental breakfast. I came a little late, and that's actually where we first got to sit down and just break bread and just chat with each other more, because we weren't able to have like obviously an in-depth conversation because you were about to lead like 100 people on the group hike portion. You know, like you were busy.
Oh, right. No, so okay, so that one, they had asked us, they had told us, would you like to join us for this other hike? Like afterward, they were gonna go to another peak. I think it
Oh,
was.
I went
it
with them
was-
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Telegraph.
Oh no, we didn't hike that far. We hiked maybe like a mile and a half up the fire road, like towards Thunder Mountain,
Okay, Thunder Mountain.
and
there
then we
you go.
just turned around. We didn't even go all the way to Thunder.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that was the goal. We're supposed to. I think they were gonna organize something a lot sooner, but there was some issue with logistics, and our crew was like, it's hot, like. The sun's coming out,
Just
and
go home and
doesn't.
chill.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get out of here. I was like, all right, no worries. Like that wasn't part of the. They said you could or you can't. You don't have to. And I was like, great. We were planning on it if it was earlier, but unfortunately we ended up turning back. And it was great because everybody was just tired. I didn't get any sleep, bro. I just needed some rest. So it felt good. We did. Everybody had a good time. We camped. We had breakfast. The breakfast is dope. Everybody got the REI cups.
Oh, yeah.
I remember my girl took one and I took one.
The one with the snail.
Yeah.
I actually was drinking out of it this morning.
Oh,
my
were you?
yerba mate tea.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah. Those are nice. Dude.
Those are nice REI mugs.
Yeah.
Out of all the ones I've seen.
I'd like to get those in the 5 a.m. crew logo and then.
Oh, you
that'd be
should.
Cool, yeah.
You should ask them about that co-branded.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That would be very special if you could do co-branded
Something.
stuff.
Oh, that'd be.
They would do that.
Something
for
to
you.
talk about. Yeah, for sure. I'd definitely
that to
mention
them.
it. Ladies, we're gonna have this conversation.
For sure.
Yeah. So the cups are nice, and then we came down, and yeah, afterward, people were just on a like, I can't believe we did that kind of energy, and then I love whenever they do want to whenever anybody wants to collaborate, I always ask myself like, what's in it for the group, right? So that's always what I go into it with. Whenever people want to reach out, I say, great, what would you like to offer for everyone to be able to benefit from this, right? And in that case, that was the experience, the camping, the discount.
Yeah, the giveaways.
The giveaways.
Yeah.
Everybody got hats. It was 30% off for the meal, and they were really nice enough to not charge us for like hiking up through the trail at the time. So, because they would normally charge for something like that, especially
Yeah,
if you're doing
yeah,
trail
yeah.
running, just because you're like hiking with the group, and it's to get everybody, honestly, just to get everybody out moving. Because I always feel like, I've heard this before, movement is medicine,
I
and
say that all the time too.
yeah,
Movement is the medicine.
and it works because it gets you out of your funk, and you're extending your life by doing this,
Say that
right?
again.
You're extending your life by doing this, right?
I really believe that.
Yeah, I think if you're pre-diabetic, if you have issues with that, like you minimize the chance of it getting worse if you just keep showing up. Like somebody just told me today um, that they got off 2 medications, like for their heart and for their blood, because they've been showing up consistently, right? And then somebody else told me today that they're struggling with, like they just found out they're diabetic, and the doctor had mentioned that they have to change do what they got to do and lose weight and do all that. And I thought, like, they were like, yeah, I'm on it. Like this right here is gonna help me get back on track, and I'm just gonna keep doing it. Like it's not even a question of like that I can't do it. It's more how am I gonna get it done, and then just keep motivating themselves.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible how movement really is the medicine and how hiking is healing, how it can just massively improve your overall physical fitness, especially if you do it consistently. And that always leads into a better mental health, better spiritual well-being. Just there's just so many benefits, man.
Yeah, and it's wild because not everybody does this,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like
still a very like niche percentage of the population, especially that I think I talked to you about this actually
you said,
when we first met each other at the Top of the Notch restaurant,
mm-hmm.
when we finally had a chance. I was telling you what you provide to your group on a weekly basis, 3 times a week, is so rare and so special. Like many people will go throughout their whole life and never see a sunrise on top of a hill or a mountain, and you provide that 3 times a week. Like there's
Yeah.
something so special and powerful in that.
It seems like one of those things you'll remember at some point. Like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
once did this, right? Even if you just did it once, you'll never forget it. I think it was like our New Year's hike, right? I remember people still messaging me, hey, I joined you that one time, right? And they're like, oh, that was epic. And I'm like, come back. We're here all year.
Every
Like,
week,
it's the
baby.
same thing. But they're like, yeah, but we'll come back for the next one. And I'm like, no, come back. Like, be a regular. But yeah, it's incredible to see. Yeah, man, I didn't realize that. Like doing this 3 times a week, it just becomes the norm, right? Like
Yeah,
people are like, wow, look at that view, and I go, yeah, but I'm like, look at these people in my head, going like, look at all the people that showed up to enjoy this.
yeah.
So I'm
You're
looking
like
at them, looking at the view.
you're more astounded of the community that shows up
Yeah,
every early morning for
yeah,
themselves, for each other.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
man.
hilarious.
I'm not surprised how special your community has grown because, like I said, it's a very particular kind of hike you're doing. It's moderate. It's not beginner level. It's for a sunrise, especially like that. Just really bonds everyone. I think so closely together. You know.
Yeah, yeah, it does. There's been friendships that came out of it. Somebody sold a house to somebody else here.
There you go.
There's 8 relationships have come out of this group already. Like, and they're still together. Like,
That's good to
one of
hear.
them moved in together. I met my girlfriend here. Um, she showed up in Thanksgiving, and we were just friends. Like, we're literally like the sweetest person ever. And then we started dating after like a couple of months.
I
And
think
it's just,
hiking groups are a great place to meet like potential significant others because I just feel like you generally meet better quality people out on the trails.
yeah, for sure. People that like get out and do physical, like that are willing to hike together, work out
Correct.
together, like even like 5 a.m. together, right? Like getting up early in the morning. They've already marked a few like physical
Yes,
levels
yes, yes, yes.
checklist, right? And then usually when you go hiking, you go into your thoughts a lot. So usually people that hike, I imagine, are like happier. They're nicer. They say good morning to each other. At least that's the general idea that I would come up with. They're trying to get things together in the morning. Yeah, those
Their
are.
guard comes down, so they're more open to interact with each other,
Yeah,
like as simple everyday humans.
they're trusting for sure. Yeah, yeah. And they're on this path, right? They're on this health path, which is great. Like, hey, you want to go hiking? Cool. Like, you never have to tell them, I wish you would come with me. Like, I know there's a lot of people that join us as well that, like, I wish my spouse would hike with me, right? And then there's people that are like, I'm glad my spouse doesn't hike with me. Like,
This is my thing.
yeah, this is my thing, that's their thing. So there's a little bit of both. There's people that are like, my spouse doesn't want me to come, right?
But I need to come.
Yeah, but this is for me,
For
right?
me.
Yeah, for sure. So you get a little bit of everything, but it's nice when you have a partner that enjoys doing this, and that's my girlfriend loves this stuff too. I'm so happy that she motivates. Like sometimes she'll be like, "Hey, you gotta go." Like, cool, thank you, right? Or she'll, "Hey, did you pack this? Did you pack that?" She runs with me because she's doing the LA
That's
Marathon
great.
with me, so she's now training for it.
How
And
exciting.
yeah,
Amazing. I know that's been a more recent like evolution of yourself and like 5 a.m. crew. Like you're also hosting group runs now.
yeah, we were doing group runs last year, and then it was a lot, bro. So last year, somebody said, "Hey, can we do can you organize a run?" I said, "Sure," because so many people in our group also run. So they were promoting on the group chat, "Hey, who wants to go on this 5K?" And then this other person, "We're doing a 10K," and then it was expensive because people were like, "Oh, I just paid $80, I just paid 90, I just paid 50,"
It adds up.
and
Yeah.
it's cool, like that's a lot of money. So I told everybody, hey, what if we just did a 5K on our own, like a 5 a.m. crew 5K at the Rose Bowl? Like, who's down? And then everybody said, like, quite a few were like, oh, count me in. So we ended up organizing one. We had like 40 people, right? Show up at 5 a.m. around the Rose Bowl. And we were like, let's stand at the end and clap for each other. And we even had one of the guys in our crew, we call him El Profe. He's a professor from up north.
El Profe.
El Profe. His
I
name
like
is
that.
Manuel, but we call him El Profe. That's his 5 a.m. crew handle, right, with us. So he showed up and he made these plastic 3D prints of medals. He hanged them, and then like the winner got first place,
Oh,
second
that's
place, third
great.
place.
Yeah.
We had giveaways. Midland had given like me some radios and some bunch of other stuff. We did them as giveaways, so we gave those away to the winners. And we had our own first 5K. And then we had another one the following month. And then eventually one of the guys in our crew said, hey, he started his own run club. His name is, he called it the Soul Chasers. And they met at the Rose Bowl every Friday at 5 a.m. for like a whole year. He was handling it the way that we do it here. He's like, rounded everybody up, this is what it is, blah, blah, blah. And then they ran around and they did that for a whole year. So then that run club started from like joining us. And then eventually he had to go to college. So he had to cancel everything. And he just, unfortunately, he couldn't continue nobody in the group could continue it.
Mm-hmm.
So the group is still around. They still get together from time to time. But most of them they ran the marathon, right? A lot of them were soul chasers. A lot of them were 5 a.m. crew. And I told everybody we should have a cheer booth for the people in our group. So we set up a cheer booth at mile 16 for the LA Marathon,
Awesome.
right? Early in the morning, it was like 30 or 40 of us, and we like, yeah, let's go. And then when our people started coming, bro, I got so emotional seeing like people that hike with us were running and they were making it all the way up. They were at their mile 16 out of the 26, and I was like, oh my God, I want to do this. I want to run the marathon, right? So I'm doing the marathon. So the next day, I registered, and I told everybody who's down to do the marathon, and everybody was like, I'm so down. So I was like, I work on declarations. So I was like, 100 people, I declare 100 people are gonna come with me to the marathon. So I reached out to one of the guys that's an ambassador for the LA Marathon. His name is Rizzo. I did his podcast
I
recently,
saw some clips of that.
right?
That's really awesome.
Great, like he goes around and he talks to these other run clubs. And I had ran into him at a Soul Chasers get together, and he said, hey, I want you on my podcast. I want to talk to you about this. And I was like, great. So he connected with me. He connected me with Lucy from the LA Marathon, and she said, we would love to, like, if you can get 100 people, like, we would love to have you be part of the section. Like, we'll give you like another
dedicated
section, a
section?
dedicated section at the beginning.
Sweet, sweet.
And I understand what the purpose of that section is. It's not to corral everybody, but rather to get where you're at, like at the mileage, at the speed that you do, so that you don't bombard the fast runners. Like when they corral you, it's not about like because peasants, right? It's not the peasant section, but it's more like the speed that you do,
I see.
right?
I
So
see.
you do a 12-minute mile, you guys do a 10-minute mile, you guys do the 8-minute mile.
You
So that's
place
how
you in
they
different areas.
that's
Yeah.
how that's the idea of why that works. I didn't know that until now, like getting into the LA Marathon.
I didn't either.
My girlfriend was telling me that. She was like, yeah, that's how they run, that's how they work. So usually it qualifies you for being in this section, right? In addition to also being a run club or a group of organized, it just means that this group kind of understands like staying on this side of the road as opposed to like,
Gotcha.
you know, when you do these 5Ks and you're running around like all these people with baby carriages and dogs and flags and everything.
Yeah, it's madness.
Yeah, because it's not, the fast runners get to go fast, like they get them in the beginning. That's why they put you in the front. I didn't know any of that until now. Like she said, it's not like official rules, but it's kind of how that's why the things are done the way that they are. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So in this case, because of that, we'll be in I guess the corral before they let everybody else go.
Dude, that's sweet.
Yeah. So they have sections, and we'll be on that section. So I think we're officially up to 30, right? I think they're still working. We're still working on everybody else paying for their registration, but little by little, people are already registering, and I got the discount code and everything. So
What's the discount code? Plug it.
if you want the discount code, you're welcome to send me a DM, and I could set you up directly. So I just have to have a one-on-one with you, so I know like you're serious, and you'll sign up under the 5 a.m. crew. And if this conversation motivated you to run it, that's my whole intention. That's my whole thing. I can't train anybody because I'm not a trainer, but I do motivate people. Like if you've been saying you want to do it, I think you should do it. And if this is like we have a group chat set up, and in the group chat people talk about where they're running, all the trainings that they're doing. They have all these run clubs, so that's where they share. Like this is where this group gets together, this is where that group gets together. There's no reason why you can't make it happen if you really want to do it.
And the LA Marathon is in March.
March 8th.
Okay, March 8th,
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting to see how that journey unfolds for you and also the participating 5 a.m. crew runners now.
Yeah, there's so many people that are like, this is my first time, I'm excited. I go, mine too, me too. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
So
The energy of a marathon, even just being in the cheer sections, is insane, as you know. Absolutely wild.
when you see somebody struggling and quitting in their mind, and you're like, you got this, and you could see
Let's
them,
go.
you could see them going, I do have this. They get past. I think we all have, I quit in our brain, but it as you continue to train, it goes away less. You hear it less in your head.
You make a breakthrough.
Yeah, there's moments where like I said, no more stories, no more victim stories. All that mentality goes away because you're not gonna make it to the end if you just keep quitting in your head.
All right, I now want to transport out of LA and SoCal and head up north to the mighty Eastern Sierra region where you got to complete one of your greatest trekking accomplishments. That being summiting Mount Whitney, the tallest mountain in the continental US at 14,504 feet. What inspired you to do this? And also, after you get into all that, would love to know the highs and lows of the journey.
Mm.
And I think you also did it with Vamos hiking crew, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was. God, what even started this? Jeez.
Yeah,
I don't.
what was the actual inspiration of I want to tackle Mount Whitney? Was it like a friend of yours or did you see a piece of content? Like what made you in your mind say, I want to train for Mount Whitney and I'm going to do it?
So I meet a lot of people in these hikes, right? And one of them is a guy named Matt from. He's another hiking crew that he's part of. He's called A Toda Madre Hikers. They got a great lead named Kevin,
Yep.
and a bunch of other just.
Kevin's great.
They're all like they it's not 100% open to the public. They kind of like you have to prove that you're capable.
Got to make the cut.
Yeah, to be part of that group, right? Like they open it up to everybody. They always post that they're doing this, but in order to get in, they ask simple like questions. What have you hiked recently? Have you hiked all these other ones? Are you since they want to know that you're a prepared hiker, not like people that come here. Usually they're beginners, and like they've even with me, I'm like, hey, what have you hiked? Like, but with them, they do like these other hard hikes, right? So
They're
to me,
hardcore.
they're hardcore, bro.
Them and Vamos are hardcore.
I have a lot of respect for them, right? I met them through Matt, and Matt was telling me, hey, you should come to hang out with us. Like we got these other things, and they did Mount Baldy, right? I think it was their 3rd-year anniversary.
Yes, Mount Baden Powell.
And I showed up, and I met everybody there, and I met Louis from Vamos that day.
Mr. Traveler.
In person, yeah. A very casual, like very well-rounded guy. He knows so much about hiking. You could ask him anything, and he'll give you all the details, right? And super nice person. And he was like, oh, we do these other hard ones too. Like we do some massive ones. So I started taking note the groups that get together. I met all these other crews there too, right? But those two I remember stood out because Luis was just like, he liked what I did as well. And then Matt from time to time would be like, hey, you should come join Vamos a few times. And I remember Luis had posted, hey, we're going to be doing Whitney in a couple of months. So if you'd like to join us, let us know and we'll put you on the group chat and we'll set that up.
Sweet.
Right. And I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool to do Whitney. Right. And then Matt told me, you should do it. And I thought, okay, I'll do it. Right. I'm in. He's like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, but you got to do the trainings. And I was like, I'm committed to doing the trainings. And he goes, cool. So Matt went with me a couple of times. And I told Louis, can you put me in the group chat? And then they started this group chat. And I was with like 100 other people that were registered for this lottery with Whitney. Because, you know, you got to get in this lottery to be even considered to do it. He had 100 people. And I guess he had like 70 people. Like he had so many permits to up to 70 people or 80 people. I don't know how many people were on this group chat. So he said, as long as you're in the lottery, you're in the group. Like you'll be able to go with us. So he started setting up, we're going to be doing these other trainings together. So we do advise you to join us or to at least go on your own or go with other groups, but you get to get elevation training to know that you can keep up with the group. And I committed myself to doing that. And then I started posting videos and footage of all these other hikes that I had to train to do it. And
I
then
saw those. Like I think you did Mount Waterman. You're doing like recap videos.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then I did Twin Peaks, I did
That's what it
Gorgonio,
was.
I did Baldy so many times, and that's why I like Baldy so much because like I'm comfortable with Baldy, so I no longer cry when I get up there. It's literally like it feels like my Griffith Park now, right?
That's really awesome to hear that.
Yeah, and I remember the first time I started doing it, I met this lady who was in her 70s, and she was coming down when we were going up. She had one stick and a small little 1.5 liter water in her bag, and then some snacks. She literally trail running up and down, and she was like, "Oh, I do this every day. Like I got to get down to work now." This is literally her Griffith Park, but like we were struggling, and I had this like huge backpack with all this stuff, and she was like, "Oh, this is fine. You'll be okay." So I was learning all these things from people as I was going, and even REI had given me all this like clothing as
They
part of
geared
it.
you up.
Yeah, I did a video with REI like at the one in Burbank, and they set up somebody to like an ambassador, somebody to like walk me through and just show me, like they showed me all the basics, how to layer, how to wear the right pants. They gave me the shoes, the boots. The importance of layering was good. The backpack and how to carry it, like how I got to get a bag that I got to be comfortable with and I'm gonna wear for 22 hours or 22 miles.
22
22,
hours.
no, 19 hours for 22 miles.
I was 22 hours. That's another
Were you
story.
really?
Another
Oh
time,
my
a
God.
girl got helicoptered out in my group.
Oh, that's terrible. See?
Yeah, it was well, it wasn't my group. It was my friend's permit, and she dislocated her knee. But we'll save that for
Okay, yeah,
another time.
let's
It's
go
actually
there.
its own episode on the Just
Okay.
Strike podcast.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I want to hear all about that. But I trained, bro. I trained for 3 or 4 months. I was out there training and doing Griffith Park and runs and also doing my performing and just trying to do it all together, right? But it worked out really well. I was ready by the time I got there, and I met with everybody, and they had already. So Mr. Traveler apparently has hiked that Whitney so much that he knows every nook and cranny of that trail. He knows where this rock is,
Yes, he
where this
does.
marker is, and that tree goes. He knew everything. He had hiked up and down before I got there. I think it's like 5 times or 3 or 4 times. So many, like before I got there, right? So by the time I was there, he set us up. We stayed there that night, and he said, make sure you stay up there the night before so you could get like used to the elevation the night before. It would benefit you if you sleep over so it doesn't hit you when you get up there, like on the day of. So we got there, I slept, we hung out at the little town at the bottom. We
Lone
had
Pine.
breakfast. We did a quick little visit to like this other little trail at the bottom of that section. I went there with Indy, who's a photographer, who's great. We took some pictures, and then we slept there the night before, or the day before, and then 9 p.m. hit, and he had everybody circle up at the very entrance at the portal, and he checked everybody's bag to make sure that like everybody had under 25 pounds, because anything over, you have to drop weight and leave it in the
Oh,
car.
he actually
He checked your bags.
had you do that.
Yeah,
check.
he checked bags, he checked weight. He made sure that everybody had like 2 lamps. They had the shoes, they had sticks. Like everybody was required to have these things before we even left. Otherwise,
So smart.
Yeah, because it's like no liability. Like you don't. He doesn't want you to be a liability, which is important. Like you have to have the things that you need: plenty of water, snacks, food, everything, because that's an issue. Wag bags. I didn't know about wag bags. He
Did you
said
have to use the
I
wag
had to
bag?
use the wag bag. We'll get into that right now.
All right, all
Right.
right.
So then we started at 9 p.m. He circled everybody up, and he was like,
Backtracking real quick. What
yeah.
month did you do this? Do
Oh,
you
it was
remember the date?
August 24th was the day.
Okay, so towards the end of summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It was August 24th. Apparently there was no snow. I guess it snowed the month before, like 2 weeks before that. The snow, most of it had melted off.
Wow.
And then like 3 weeks later, the snow came back. So it was perfect peak time for me to hike there. It was still super windy. There was still a storm, but it wasn't as severe as it could have been if we had done it sooner or later. So yeah, he circled everybody up, and then he told everybody like, I will be the last person that leaves this mountain. And I just love hearing that because I thought this is how leaders speak, right? When he said,
Especially on that mountain, because that's an extreme one.
yeah, and he had like laid it out from beginning to end of what the goal is. Like all of us make it up, understand at the halfway there will be 99 switchbacks, and that's when we usually break off. But I'll be there at the top of the 99 until the last person, and then I'll be the first person that you see when you get to the summit. But I'll be there to a certain time. So he said it's 9 p.m. right now, but the last person we're leaving at 9:30 p.m. So if you haven't made it up there, there's potentially a weather forecast that says that there's a storm coming. So we will be having to leave at this time. So at 9:30 a.m., if you're not up there, turn back. Remember, he was saying all this
Yeah, the
the
turnaround
whole
time.
time.
Yeah.
We were in the dark, and I had never been there, so I didn't know what I was walking through, right? But there's a river you could hear crashing, shh, right? As you're going up, the river's on your left side, and we heard. We didn't know what it was, and apparently there was thunder that crashed into a rock, and the rock fell, and there was an avalanche into the
Wait,
river.
really?
Yeah, it was a river, but nobody knew this because we didn't know what it was, right?
That's intense.
But we stopped at the midpoint. We stopped right before the 99 switchbacks, and he was talking to people that were sleeping there, and they said, "Oh yeah, there was an avalanche," but they were like checking to see how it was, and everybody was fine with it. We all decided to keep going. Right, we went up the 99 switchbacks. I didn't know 99 switchbacks meant 99 switchbacks. I thought it was just a thing that
A
they called
clever
it.
name.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
cool name. That sounds dangerous, right? Like I did the 99. No, it was 99 switchbacks, and it was its own summit for me, right? Like I trained for this moment. So when I got up there, I cried. When he was there, it was a beautiful view. I could see the horizon. I could see the mountains. It honestly felt like what do you call those little small little, like a miniature.
The glaciers down below, the lakes
Yeah,
at the
it
bottom.
looked like you're looking at a miniature version of what that looks like. But it was like I was actually seeing this in person. And then he was standing there, and I started crying, and he filmed it, and he goes, "Good job, brother. You did the 99 switchbacks. You still have 2 miles to go
And
to
those
get to the
two
summit."
miles are the longest 2 miles ever.
I've never had to go. Can I say the word take a shit?
Oh, you're allowed to express
Okay,
yourself
thank you,
as much as you need to on
bro.
this
I
podcast.
had to take a shit. I've never ever had to like ever do something so hard and also go to the bathroom so bad. And you know that Whitney, there's no place where there's nowhere you can walk off to or hide because it's all open. Everybody can see everything from every angle, right? So there's
At the
no
top of the
bush.
99 switchbacks, especially.
There's nowhere to go. It's all rocks. It's all just large rocks, and there's nowhere to hide, anywhere, because it's switchback, switchback, switchback. And as you keep going, there's like you're gonna cross paths with people that everybody can see you squat, right? And I was so embarrassed, and I had never used a wag bag in my life, but I had it in the bag,
You had to
right?
use it.
So that was where I wanted to quit so bad because it wasn't just the elevation, it wasn't just my body being tired, it was that I was struggling to keep it in. And I wish they would discuss this more often. So I'm going to mention it here. I struggled for that 2 miles. I said if I quit and run down those 99 and go find a place to go use the bathroom, I don't care if I don't make it. In my mind, I was saying that, right? But I couldn't because I've been training for this, and I said I've declared this. I've got to keep going. And I remember people telling me there's going to be a time where you want to quit. Don't quit. Just even if you just keep doing small steps, even if your feet are dragging, just keep going,
Keep going.
and just don't quit. And eventually I made it like 10 minutes before I made it to the summit. I said, I'm going to go right now. I can't hold this. I'm going to just find a spot. I found a place. And as I was about to squat, somebody ran and was like, Omar, what are you doing? You need to keep going. They're going to leave you. It's almost 9:30. You have to make it. And I was like, but I have to take a shit. And I kept going. And when I got there, I don't know, on the video recording, Lewis was standing there with a camera. You did it, the 5 a.m. crew did it. And I screamed, ah, but I was really going, I have to shit. And they were like, picture. And I was like, okay,
Oh
5
my
a.m. we
God,
did it.
dude.
And then they were like, you got to sign this book with that you made it to the top. And you got to go inside to this little
Stone hut,
dwelling.
yeah.
Yeah, the hut. And in the meantime, one of the guys, El Rey, Frankie is this called. Frank, this awesome dude, he kept pushing me all the way, like 5 a.m. you got this, 5 a.m. He was like, bro, you okay? I was like, bro, I have to take a shit, like really bad. Can I get, do you have I can't find my bag though. I had a wag bag, I can't find it. He goes, here, take mine. And I go, thank you. Do you have napkins? And he gives me the napkins. I run off and I go, wait, where's the wag bag you just gave me?
Oh my
And he goes,
goodness.
what do you mean? I just gave you one. And I was like, I lost that one too. So he gives me another one. And he's like, this is my last one. And I was like, thank you. So then I found a corner under a rock and you could still see the chest. I squatted, I put the bag over me, and it was just, I felt like, am I using a trash bag?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like, this is so uncomfortable. But then I felt relief instantly. And then I used every single wet nap, every single thing to wipe my hands and clean myself. I put it in the bag, wrapped it, put it in the other bag because you got dual bags, right? And then I twisted it because you know you gotta carry it with you on the way down. I'm not leaving this for somebody else. So it was this hot bag
Oh my
in my
Lord.
hand on the side, just flapping every time on the way down because you know you gotta respect the trail, pack it in, pack it out. All these rules that like I have to be considerate of other hikers. I don't want to be one of those guys. But
Omar, what a tribulation you had to deal with on your Mount Whitney trek for the last 2 miles. And then you had to use the wag
it
bag at
was
the summit.
it was the worst. It was I think struggle, consequences, like all these. I wouldn't, man.
Shit got real for you,
Shit got
literally.
real quick. But after I was done, I felt better and took the picture. I got down on 2 knees and I picked up the sign and I was like, I did it. I freaking did it. Um, it was one of the best experiences ever. One of the most like I quit moments so many times, and it went back full circle to leading hikes at Griffith Park and continuing to show up for myself. There's nobody there to like really motivate me to get up there. I have to push myself, and then also the struggle. My body was clearly telling me like, this is gonna be hard, buddy. Like this is not gonna be easy, and yeah, I would do it again, totally. I would probably eat something different beforehand, and then it's a thing. Like, especially on 22 milers, you're gonna go to the bathroom. It's a thing. Like I heard this coming down. People had been telling me, "Oh yeah, wag bags are a thing. It's important." Um, but besides that, even just getting up there, you're gonna question your like everything about why you do this. And then once I did do it, I get it. I get why people say that will test you to your core.
Gotta tell you, Omar, welcome to the Mount Whitney Summit Club.
Thank you. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. I wear it with a badge of honor.
It is truly a monstrous day when you do it as a day hike. You didn't do it as an overnight and split it up. That also has its own pros and cons, but
Yeah.
to do it as a 22-mile day hike is is such a hardcore achievement because it's 11 miles up and it's 11 miles down.
Yeah. Yeah.
How was that descent for you from the
Oh,
top of the tallest mountain in the lower 48 states?
I pride myself at hiking down. I'm not the fastest at hiking up, but I am phenomenal at hiking down. I don't know what it is. I trust my body. I trust balance, and I trust gravity that I won't fall. So I'm very fast going down. No issues, right? At some point, the group broke off. There was some people that were they had trouble hiking down. I'm sure you deal with it too, right? There's people that are like,
Your knees. It's just
I
it's
have
such a
back
long
pain, my
day.
knees, my legs. Some people are worried they're gonna slip. So at some point, I did run down the 99, and I caught up with the middle crowd, the middle group, and we were talking, we were hanging out. I was honestly like, I had lost energy completely by the time I made it down the 99. Right? They were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I think I need. I'm not sure what I need." Somebody gave me like honey, caffeine, honey of some sort. It was delicious. And then woke me up. Somebody gave me a bunch of corn nuts or something, and I felt better,
Yeah.
right? And the next thing you know, there was hail and thunder, like when we got down from the 99. Like it
Really?
started hailing, and there was thunder, like right above us. There was a thunderstorm
Wow.
um, that was calculated, by the way. Like he said, as long as we're down here, we should be safer. But we were on radios the whole time, so I messaged Luis. I was like, "Hey, brother, I'm in the front with the front crowd." He was in the back with the back crowd, and he said, "We found this big boulder right by the lake, and we went under the boulder to like so we didn't get hail, and we're trying to avoid getting hit by a thunder, right?" And he's like, "Let's sit this out for like a few minutes and see where like we'll weigh it out again." And at some point, I think I want to say 10 minutes in, I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He goes, "Hey, let's just do just run down as fast as we can to get out of this situation because it's not going anywhere."
Yeah, yeah.
So, oh man, bro, we ran. I've never run the way that I ran down. There was people that weren't part of our crew, at all, that weren't part of that group, um, that were like, they were walking so slow. I wasn't trying to be rude. I was like, "Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me,"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we just went, and we made it down quickly. By the time we made it to I want to say like 2 miles in, it stopped raining. It was good. There was no issues, and it was just beautiful gray skies. We stopped and we took a break, and I could see we could see this landscape
Oh, the
between
valley.
the valley,
Yeah.
right, and then the landscape behind it. And as I was sitting looking at it, I was staring, and I was like, "Is it moving?" And they go, "No, your elevation is getting to you now." And I said, "Are you sure?" They go, "I think it's the caffeine with the honey and the elevation, but it looked majestic and beautiful, and I'll never forget that moment." So, when we're talking about moments that you will remember, like when people join us and they see the sunrise,
Yes.
this is a moment that I will always remember. Like that, I think after everything, that is the thing I will remember, that image of everything moving and feeling like, I can't believe I did this. So then we got down to the bottom, and it was a very relaxing. You take your shoes off. There's no better feeling than taking off your shoes and
Absolutely.
putting on your sandals and walking around just bare feet, and you spread your toes and just hanging out, like leaning on the back of a truck. And somebody had brought like a case of sodas and Coca-Cola and water and like juice.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very mellow, relaxing, like, I can't believe we did that. That feeling you get after a hike where you just sit and say nothing, and you just go,
What a damn day.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then driving back home, like a 2-hour drive, and I made it home in the dark. And I
And
remember like
what time did you finish the Mount Whitney journey? What time did you get back to the trailhead, the Mount Whitney portal?
we started at 9:30 and we were back down at the parking lot by like 4:30.
So you
9:30
said
p.m. to 4:30 p.m.
that was around 18, 19 hours?
That's about right. Yeah.
Wow, what a day.
Yeah.
So,
And then hanging out, talking. Uh, it felt very mellow, relaxing. I couldn't believe it. And then I drove down, right? I was like, "Hey, I gotta go. Like, I gotta get home." So I was home at about 10 p.m., 10:30. Everybody was messaging me. I had like dozens of, "Are you okay? Are you safe?" I literally had like them, all the people on our group chat for the 5 a.m. crew. They were like, "Is he okay? Did he make it down safe? Did he survive? Is he all right?" And that felt really nice to hear. Like, instantly, the first thing I did was like, "Hey, I made it down safe and I'm good. Thank you all so much for checking in."
they had to make sure their leader was alive so
Yeah,
you
for
keep
sure. Like,
leading group
are we
hikes here
still
at Griffith
doing
Park.
this? Yeah, bro. Like, seriously, I looked at the videos that people were sending. One of our other leads was celebrating her birthday. They did the Griffith Park hike on the regular one that day. They still led that hike, and I was so proud, honestly.
Wow, so after you completed the Mount Whitney 22-mile day hike, you drove back home that same day?
Same day.
You're a monster.
Yeah,
That
I
is
know.
so insanely difficult to do. I'm surprised. I'm glad, first of all, you made it home safe, because I could only imagine how exhausted and wrecked your body was, and like you feeling potentially sleepy on the drive back. So
Funny thing, I was fine.
you're
The next
absolutely
day,
fine.
I was
Wow.
actually great the next day. Yeah, I got my rest, and then we had the hike the following. We had the hike on Tuesday. That's right. We had rest. I stayed home and I rested. I didn't do much the next day, right? But then Tuesday came, and I was running up that mountain like, this is Griffith Park, really? Like, y'all, like y'all got to do Whitney. Like, and it was in my head about it too, right? And then as a few days went by, my body was like, let's go. I'm ready to do other things.
Wow, you still hiked after Mount Whitney 2 days after it.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I did it, I felt crippled for like a week.
Yeah,
I was
there's
like, I need a few days, like 3-4 days, to just let the body recuperate, recharge.
Yeah, I think it was the training for sure that helped me. Like all the hikes, I was ready. I was totally ready. So that's why I know like after the marathon, I'm like, I wonder if I'm gonna be okay afterward. Hopefully I am. We'll see. But definitely Whitney, I would recommend for anybody to train for it. Like if you're in hiking, why not do the hardest one and just train for that, right?
It's a must. And it's just so mind blowing still that this majestic mountain, this 14,000-foot mountain, is just 4 hours north of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's what's so like,
I can't believe it's been there the whole time.
so much access to so much here in California, just being in Southern California.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. I think it was. We did the beach the week before that too. I was like, we were just at the beach, and then it was freezing at the top of a mountain the following week.
Man, you got the full Mount Whitney experience. You got the hail and the thunder and the storm on your way down.
The wag bag,
The wag bag.
the thunder with the avalanche and the everything, brother. And I had the burger. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
because you got back down in time to have the Mount Whitney Portal Burger.
yeah, they were so good.
They're massive.
Yeah,
Like bigger than your face.
Yeah, they totally are. You got the bacon and the avocado, and then the fries are amazing. I think also one thing I noticed when I was in there, because they have that gift shop inside the Whitney portal, right? So when you go there, you hang out at the gift shop, you order your food, and I remember scrolling. Sorry, I was recording all the way like to get content, and I was looking at the picture frames for people that have been there for years, since like the early 1900s, and I thought, God, like this is incredible to be part of this like culture, right? Like there's a culture for everything, and this being here, people are like, nobody outside of hiking would understand this at all, right? But being here, doing this, it really is, even just trying to do it. Like I know a guy I know one of our regulars that has tried to do it 3 times already. And unfortunately, like whether it's weather or tiredness or just in unable to make it all the way up for the third time, and he keeps saying like, I'm gonna do it, and he just keeps going, and like when he makes it, it'll be something he just never forgets. It says a lot about it.
I think just to set foot on that mountain and cover a bunch of miles is already such a summit in and of itself, because there is a lot of people, like you said, they don't make it all the way to the top. And yes, they want to, but I think you're already winning in life if you get a permit and you can just experience that mountain range, because it's so beautiful. There's so many beautiful sections. I actually just had 2 friends of mine. They're very strong hikers, have a very strong pace, way faster than me. They went 2 weeks ago, and this is what, October. They had to turn around 1 mile from the summit because one of the girls, the cold chill was too much. She was like feeling horrendous from it. And it was like, it's only gonna get worse the further we go up, especially that last mile is not a normal mile. It's at high elevation, you're much sluggish, and it just wasn't worth it to them anymore, or to her.
Yeah, for sure. And you can't really train for that either. You just kind of like, oh, it's cold? All right, gloves,
Yeah.
jacket. And then sometimes it's just not enough, and you don't realize that until you get up there. Sometimes you could be ready for cold weather here, and that's perfect, but then you get up there, and if you have like an opening for the wind to get in, it's done. Like,
It's done,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I don't have the gear for this. Like, damn. All right, well, we have to go back, guys. It's just unfortunate, but it's part of the deal, I think. And this is why when I say I'm planning, I'd like to do Whitney next year with a small group from our group, right? The
You
5
should.
a.m. crew. That's the goal, right? But then I'd like to see where people are at, showing up for Baldy, Gorgonio, Cactus to Clouds. Do they
Ooh,
show up?
Cactus the
Do
Clouds.
they show up prepared at all? Are they? I don't want to have to take care of you. I want to know that you're like another version of me, so that we can watch out for each other, right?
I love that.
As opposed to taking care, like, oh, I may or may not make it. Like, no, like you don't realize that doing this, people take days off. People like they cancel plans to be able to make it to the top of this thing. You got to respect that, right? Meaning,
The amount of effort they put in the time.
yeah, this is like I remember when I was saying I'm gonna when I would post I'm doing Whitney, people would randomly go, "Hey, can I go with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know you," like, and then people would say something like, "I've been planning to. This is on my bucket list." Like, cool. And then I would say, "I think you should do it. Have you hiked anywhere else?" No, I'm not sure. I'm like, you don't realize like this requires training. This is not I'd like to do this thing. It's more like, how have you been training for it? And even with myself, I didn't. I probably could have trained harder, right? And I would have done faster, but I trained just enough to be able to know that I can make it,
And
right?
that's all that matters.
Yeah, like
That's all that
but
matters.
I did the work to get it done, and even I still kind of lagged. I remember Matt going, "Hey man, what have you been up to?" And I'm like, "I've been doing Griffith." Yeah, that's great, but you haven't like done any others. Like, all right. So for the last month, that's when I was like the last 2 months, I was hitting Baldy all the time. Like that was my trainer. And then when I did Gorgonio, I did good, and I said, okay, if I could do that, I'll be okay.
Gorgonia is a beast in and of itself too.
It truly was,
It's
bro.
so long. It's 2 hours from LA. I always try to avoid doing that mountain, but it's the best training hike for Mount Whitney, ideally.
Yeah, I get it, cause I remember everybody that did that one for the first time, we were like, I will never come here again. And then we looked at the reviews for it, and everybody writes like, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it,
It's
but
so
I'll be
long.
back next week. Right? Like it's one of those that you absolutely hate, but it makes you want to do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a long journey. Well, I feel like I could talk with you about your Mount Whitney trek for several more hours, but we'd be here
Yeah, honestly,
overnight.
yeah, we talk about shoes and
But
logistics. Forget it. Yeah, it
no,
was
but
great. I would recommend.
congratulations again on your Mount Whitney summit. That's so special to see you did it and reach the top on your first try as a day hike. You should really revel in that accomplishment for yourself.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah,
It's a big one.
yeah. I feel like I'm part of a new batch of people. You know, like
You feel like when you do a mountain like that, you really feel like you leveled up in life, personally and also in like your hiking journey.
yeah. Here's the funny thing too. When I would tell people, oh, I lead a group of people at Griffith Park. They're like, oh, that's nice. But then I'll say like, oh, I just recently did Whitney, and now all of a sudden they want to know me. Like,
The
yeah,
conversation's
what? You did it?
different now,
Ah,
right?
I loved it too. And then we go back and forth. Like, oh yeah, yeah. All of
Yeah.
a sudden you want to be my friend, right? And it's nice. There's a huge amount of respect you get from people just by saying that.
Yeah, because the journey itself is it's so long, it's so challenging. Like it's a mountain that can really define you or break you.
Yeah. I definitely broken, and then break down, break through, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I still can't get over your high elevation wag bag trauma. I think that's because I've had a lot of Mount Whitney stories on this show, and I think that's one of the most. That sounds stressful, man. The
taking
fact that you
a
had to do it up there.
taking a shit at the highest elevation in the 48 states of the U.S.
But the most gorgeous view,
The
right? It
more
was the
the
most
most
gorgeous shit, right?
Yeah, it was. It really was. It was very majestic, and I was like, ah. If you could hear like da na 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 na
Oh my
with the
gosh.
birds and the chirping. Yeah, I think
The-
everybody should do that.
I'm sure the marmots were watching you take a shit too. You saw the marmots at the summit, right? They're
yeah,
everywhere.
I did. Yeah, they were like, we'll leave this guy alone.
Just for the time being. All right, Omar.
Thank you, bro.
Super excited to ask you this next question as you have just so many countless adventures. If there was one hiking or outdoor experience you could relive all over again, what would that be for you? Take a moment to process that.
Thanksgiving last year, one of our regulars had invited. She said, hey, on Thanksgiving I always hike Echo Mountain, right? What do you think about if we invite the people in the group? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. She goes, I know we always do Griffith Park. It'd be great, but it's a ceremony, it's like a yearly thing that she does. And she was like, can I invite everybody? Yeah, absolutely. Like, let's go. Do you mind if I make a flyer and a poster? Just that could be our hike for the day, right? It's Thanksgiving. It, probably everybody's gonna stay home. Like maybe we'll get a few people together. She goes, great. So I did a video, a montage of the last time I was there with the clouds and the. I went there on my own once, and I was standing at the top of Echo Mountain. It was clouds. It was beautiful, right? So I did a quick video of hands in, people hiking, and then the clouds, and I put it on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And then the TikTok video went viral, right? I think it got like 100,000 likes, and then the Instagram one too. And I told her, "Hey, we might have a bigger crowd than expected." So she
Oh,
goes,
wow.
"You think so?" I was like, "Yeah, but maybe not so many. Hopefully." I'm kind of nervous though. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. So let's plan to be there at 4:30, and then we'll get everybody together. So I got there, and it was 400 people, right?
400 at Echo
400,
Mountain?
400 in Echo Mountain. Like, I had to tell people, like, make sure you don't block, like, areas. Like, make sure the parking is like, don't block anything.
The neighborhood must
So,
have been like, what is
oh,
going on
they
outside?
absolutely did, bro. Because I got there, I was so nervous. Like, I was worried that we were gonna get like caught, like the cops are gonna come and
Shut it
like
down.
shut it, like I'm gonna get arrested or something's gonna happen, right? So I was so in my head about this that I was like really nervous, right? But then luckily, one of our regulars, Lou, was so good with like the cops actually showed up. Pasadena PD showed up early in the morning. There was two squad cars, and they were asking like, "What is all this? What's going on?" And I went over, and Lou had already talked to them, and he explained, "Oh, we're a hiking crew, and we're just gonna hike up, and we'll be back down by 8." And I came out and I told like, "Hey, how you doing? My name's Omar. I'm kind of in charge, but like." And they go, hey, what is this? So exactly, it was like, it's just a hiking crew. We're gonna hike. There's no music, no smoking, no drinking. Like we're just hiking for
That's good you
like,
said all that.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
we're not causing it. And they're like, just make sure they don't block any like driveways. I was like, yeah, I will make sure to mention it. And they go, you're just letting you know, like we're gonna tow cars if that, like we're gonna come back if anybody complains. And I was like, there's gonna be no complaints because we're gonna make sure everybody knows the rules and guidelines. So they're like, great. So they left, and I came inside, and I was like, everybody get inside to the area where like don't make any noise. Bring
Inside
it
the gate,
inside,
yeah.
inside the gated
Yeah.
area, right? So we like funneled everybody in there, and I talked really loud, and we did the whole thing that I always do here. Welcome everybody. There's a 5 a.m. crew. Um, Everybody has 1 minute to talk. Go. And we talked. High five. All right. Here are the guidelines. I am the front. This guy's the back, and we have mid leads with radios. We're gonna stay together the entire time. Nobody passes me, and we had a snake. What do you call that? A light snake or a snake?
Oh, yeah, yeah, because you're hiking at night and everyone's wearing headlamps. You look like little ants or snakes going up
Yeah,
the mountain, up the switchbacks.
yeah, absolutely. And I remember I was like, okay, everybody, let's go. So I was in the front, and I was in communication with Mateo, who was the sweeper that day. And we were going, and nobody could pass anybody. And we just kept doing checkpoints. Like every 10, 15 minutes, we stopped and said, everybody stop, high five, talk to the person to next to you. We're gonna hang out here for 2 minutes, maybe three, to make sure we close the gap. And I talked to Mateo for 30 minutes, and he still hadn't started 30 minutes into this hike. And then
There's so many
eventually,
people.
yeah. So we made it up to the top, and bro, it was unreal. Like I can't believe we drew this many people. So when we got there, I was like, "Welcome everybody. It's good to have you join us." We had a professional photographer named Alejo who took the pictures of the group, and people that didn't want to get in the picture because they were just enjoying the view were at the top of the other section, while the other group was like, so in the group picture there was like 200 people, 200 and change, and the other 200 were like at the top hanging out. Some people had scattered and left. But for the most part, like, all right, good job, everybody. Now let's go back. And we went back down. Everybody left, and we made sure, like, the last person, like, Lou went back up. That when I was talking to the cops, and the last person made it down by 8 a.m. And the cops, like, there was no issue at all. Like, I didn't hear any problems or anything. And then we went back up like a couple of weeks later, and I made sure like we didn't leave any garbage. But I did say like no garbage, no smoking, no, like just be respectful, be cool. We're here for like a few hours, and then we're done. And then like several of us went down to Winchell's or it was Winchell's on Lake in
Okay.
Orange Grove, and we had bagels. They didn't see us coming. There was like 40 or 50 of us. We lined up.
Business is booming now.
Bro, and we hung out in the parking lot, and we had like a Thanksgiving breakfast, and then we went around the circle and just talked about what we're grateful for, and it was really nice. I never forgot that day. That was a beautiful experience, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, that was the first snake light I've ever experienced, and then New Year's came, and that was that's a whole other story.
I know that
Yeah.
was a thing you brought out 1,000.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
That is insanity. Absolute insanity. I know that went viral.
That one was, yeah. Those two videos have gone on TikTok and Instagram. People absolutely love that story, and I always tell it like, I can't believe we did that. Right?
Yeah, that I don't think anyone has pulled that off in LA hiking group history on Griffith Park. There's been a lot of people that have brought out several hundreds, but 1,000 is unheard of.
I've seen other groups. I think Take a Hike. They have their night light, their neon glow in the dark night. I think they've had like 600. That's what he's talking about. I know the Dodger Blue Hiking Crew.
Hiking Crew is a big one too.
They have massive amounts of people, right?
Yeah, it's so awesome to see that sea of blue.
Right. Or people people that want to get together, that many people.
Yeah,
right?
through the love of baseball, through the love of the Doyers.
Yeah, bro. Like really is no bigger group than LA like Dodger fans, bro. They're pretty. They come in hot, bro.
Hey, we're looking good right now.
Yeah, we are.
We're looking good. All right, guess what?
What do you got?
It's time for the rapid fire question section.
Okay.
So the way it works, there's 2 rounds. Round 1 is outdoor focus, and then round 2 is personal.
Okay.
So just answer with one-word answers or short and concise answers.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure, shoot.
You ready, rock steady?
Let's go.
Let's get it. Favorite trail snack?
Doritos and Tapatio.
Great combo. Trail runners or hiking boots?
Hiking boots.
Desert or deserted island?
Desert.
Waterfalls or lakes?
Waterfall.
Rock scrambling or surfing loose scree?
Rock scrambling.
Dawn or dusk?
Of course, dawn.
Should I have even asked you that
Yeah.
question? Mountain lions or grizzly bears?
Oh, Jesus, which one can you outrun? Mountain lion.
Taco Tuesday or Waterfall Wednesday?
Taco Tuesday.
Favorite camping meal?
Steak. Mashed potatoes.
Damn, steak.
Yeah.
You're fancy over here.
Yeah, ribeye steak, mashed potatoes and gravy.
Bougie camping meals.
Hawaiian rolls. And what do you call that? The green stuff on the steak?
Chimichurri?
Chimichurri sauce over chimichurri sauce over a ribeye steak with mashed potatoes and gravy, and Hawaiian egg roll with a coffee.
Got really specific right now. Santa Monica Mountains or San Gabriel Mountains?
San Gabriel Mountains.
San Gabriel Mountains or Eastern Sierras?
San Gabriel Mountains.
National park you want to visit the most that you have not already?
Oh man, because I did Zion. Let's see.
Could be in California or
of course,
all over the nation.
Yeah, of course. Oh man. I visited Grand Canyon, but I haven't really done it. Yeah, Grand Canyon. I love to do rim to rim.
Ooh, I want to do that too. So sad that the North Rim got burned in that fire.
Oh,
Some of
really?
the historical structures.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Music artists you want to hike with?
Oh.
Ooh, I'm curious to hear this.
Oh man. God, who would be amazing?
This is always a stumper for a lot of people.
Yeah, man.
Music artists
Dead or alive?
you want to hike with. Yes, it could be dead or
Oh,
alive.
dead or alive. All right, cool.
Let's open it up.
Yeah, for sure. Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
Freddie Mercury for the record.
yeah.
Favorite piece of outdoor gear you own?
Outdoor gear. Let's see. Favorite piece of outdoor gear? Like what? Like
Could
examples?
be like a jacket, or like it could be something like a non-essential item that could be a favorite of yours.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It could be from your backpack to like the apparel that you're wearing.
I see. Um, you know what? I'm quite fond of this jacket. I've had it since when I started shifting. Sorry, I think I meant.
I know you're good.
Yeah, yeah. I've had it since I started like leveling up. I love this runner's jacket. Yeah, it's good because it keeps me warm when it's cold, and it keeps me cool when it's hot. So it still covers. So it's perfect. Yeah, this one right here. This
Yeah,
little
I love
thing.
jackets or long sleeves like that. It serves both purposes.
Yeah, yeah. This is perfect. Yeah, I don't sweat too much, and it takes care of me. I think I might be due for one because like the strings are coming off and the insides are already tearing.
Got a
So
lot of. It's got too many memories
oh,
already.
for sure. Yeah, it's got 2 years of life already. I think it's already worn
All
out.
right,
So
so your REI runner's jacket for the record.
REI Warner. Yeah, REI runner's jacket.
In one word, how does hiking make you feel?
Reset.
Great answer. Love that. What's your ideal outside temperature?
Uh, freezing cold. Not freezing, but
Freezing cold.
not freezing cold. Cold, cold.
Like, what temperature of cold is this?
65, 70.
I keep forgetting the Southern California people think that's super cold. 65,
Yeah, I mean 60. I mean,
60.
if I put a jacket on, and I drink something warm, I love that feeling.
Wait, so 65 or
60,
60?
60, 65. Well, LA cold. LA cold, all right?
LA
not
cold.
not freezing cold, all right?
All
But
right.
LA cold, like a fresh breeze. I love a fresh breeze. Like the feeling I get October before Halloween, right? Like that feeling of winter's coming.
The fall
Right?
breeze.
Yeah, yeah. Winter's coming. Like was it Game of Thrones?
Kind of like the weather we had this morning.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that a lot, actually.
this was perfect weather for hiking.
I agree.
Yeah, I think too hot is uncomfortable and freezing cold is too much, right? Because that's when you have to remove layer, take a layer off, put a layer on constantly. But if you could avoid that just by having something like what we're wearing right now, it's perfect.
Yeah, like a light jacket or a fleece.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, that concludes round one. We take a
Okay.
quick 15-second break, and then we
Okay.
jump into round two.
Awesome, bro. Let's go.
This is when I sip my water. All right, round two. You ready?
Ready.
You ready, rock steady?
That's ready.
Let's get it. Favorite comfort food?
Chicken wings.
Favorite cartoon show growing up?
Batman animated series.
Ooh, so specific. Love that.
Yeah.
Favorite emoji?
The laugh at LMFAO. Yeah.
What's your hidden talent besides being magician? That's not so hidden though, actually.
Hidden talent. God, do I even have talent?
You have many talents.
Let's see.
You sing, you rap, anything random that people may not be as familiar with?
Oh, I'm really good at Jenga. Yeah.
That is very niche, my friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you enter like Jenga tournaments or something?
No, I'm just very good at it. I enjoy it.
Okay, let's play Jenga sometime.
All right.
App you're currently using the most besides Instagram?
CapCut. CapCut.
Content creator over here.
Yeah.
If you could be any animal, what would you be?
Crow. Yeah.
My friend, I love crows and I love ravens especially,
Yeah.
part of the corvid family. There's so many in LA to observe.
Yeah. They get around. They eat anything. They survive. And they do travel in packs, right? I think the ravens are the ones that travel in twos.
Typically
Crows
pairs, yeah.
travel in groups, so they have community. They probably have a 5 a.m. the 5 a.m. crow.
The 5 a.m. crow
Yeah.
crew.
The 5 a.m. crow. That's it.
5 a.m. crow crew. You're the first person that's ever said crow. Love that.
Yeah, they get around. So,
They're very intelligent too.
oh, for sure.
If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to? And it could also be a period of time before you were born.
You got me on that one.
Could be a certain era, the 70s, the 80s, or maybe there was something that happened before you were born, when you weren't alive, that really intrigued you, like the history of an era, or just like a movement of a.
It's so funny, yeah, because I feel like there's always an era that intrigues us from the past, right? But then you go there, and they're like intrigued by the past of that era, right? So where does it end? If I could go back in time, I would go back to caveman time. Yeah,
The primitive era.
yeah, that'd be kind of cool to see people not be like everything, like all the, you have to work and wake up in the morning and see things, like stare at the stars, even learn how to communicate. Like there's no language. You just okay, you know, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just gonna talk
like
this the rest
imagine
of the pod.
the podcast that came in.
We're done now.
Yeah, we're done.
We're just gonna clip this.
Yeah,
This will be
yeah.
the teaser. The caveman era,
Caveman era.
taking
Yeah,
it back to the primitive time,
yeah.
where they're in the cave, making fires and just grunting at each other.
That would work. That'd be kind of. Or you know what? I've always been fond of Native American like culture. Like that'd be great to be in that space.
Yes, such a good answer. I actually this year got to interview my first tribal elder,
Okay.
and it was just the most special conversation ever. So I feel you on the living at the time, especially of indigenous people. I mean, they're still currently present right here, right now, but
Right.
you're talking about like when they were stewarding the land that we explore.
Yeah, before colonization happened.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah.
Where it's like I love to know how they lived, what their daily routine was. Like they woke up and they did stuff. They ate, they cooked,
Yep.
they told stories. I'm sure they had their own issues as well, but it seems like that was a very peaceful place and time to live. There wasn't the rat race, I think, that we got introduced to after colonization.
They were tribes, so it's like the ultimate community, like helping each other out. And that being said, we are recording on Gabrielina Tongva land. Also nearby is Chumash land, Fernandinho Tataviam. We do want to give acknowledgement to the native tribes who are the original stewards of this land.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right,
you.
magician that greatly inspires you.
David Blaine.
Would you
That's
say
a
that's
lie.
also
No,
the
no, no. Honestly, greatly inspired me. There's a street entertainer named Gazzo, Gazzo. Incredible. Like he's hilarious. He's more funny than magic, but more magic than funny. Uh, Heavily inspired by his personality, by his wit, by his style. He's not famous in the public, like, but if you've watched him, you never forget him, right?
Gaza.
But yeah, he one of the best, like amongst magicians. Magicians know this guy. Everybody like, oh God, I love him. One of the best street entertainers in the world.
He's like your magician's favorite magician kind of
Yeah,
person.
yes, absolutely. Like you watch him once, you're like, I love this guy, and I learned through him. I learned like he had instructional videos, books. I've watched everything he's ever done. I met him when he's performing in Florida off of Key West. His street performing, he had a huge crowd, and I remember going, "Oh my God, it's you!" And he was like, "It's you. I don't even know you." And I remember loving his personality and him being he's kind of like a Don Rickles of magic. So he messes with people all the time, and I was like, it's his own style. It's great, and it worked out. And I learned through him, through watching what he does, how to handle crowds, how to like show confidence, and I broke through a lot of like how to be an entertainer through his like watching him and his teachings and everything that he talked about.
I know this is the rapid fire question section, but I gotta ask you, how do you see your background being an entertainer and magician influence how you lead your group?
I don't feel embarrassed. I'm not an embarrassed person. I'm okay with making a mistake. I've definitely learned how to handle crowds, how to handle audiences. I know people's attention span is like 20 seconds or you
Yeah,
lose
yeah.
them. The first few seconds, you better be interesting or likable, Otherwise, they're not gonna pay attention to you. And like it's helped me feel like I entertain people when I talk. So
You're
it
great, man.
keeps them interested, right? And sometimes just making a joke or blah blah blah, like gets them interested in what I've got to say next. Make them laugh, and then here are the guidelines. Make them laugh, and here is here's information.
I noticed that in the very beginning when you had the lantern down, I was like, oh, I like this. I love this introduction of himself in the community.
Yeah, there's theater to it, right?
Yeah,
because I was
I
like,
really liked it.
because when we first started, I didn't have a lamp. I had my phone, and then I would point it at people, and they were like, "Why is this guy pointing a light at me?" But having a lantern is kind of like a storytelling. Right? Gather around, everyone. Who's ready to hike 6 miles? Yes. High
Follow
five.
me down the hiking abyss.
You takes 1 minute to make a friend. Speak.
So great.
Yeah.
Do you ever do on-trail magic when you host your group hikes?
I used to.
Okay.
I used to.
Not as, you try to keep it separate.
Yeah. It's nice when I could just.
That makes sense.
That was a breakthrough of mine. I used to feel that all I had to offer was magic, right? So I would always have a deck of cards in my hand, and it was the way that I communicated. Like I broke through. Like it was how I made friends, or that's how I talk to girls sometimes. I go, hey, you want to pick a card? But then through my leadership training, I said I'm not using cards anymore. Like I want to talk one-on-one to people, and this is what I'm going to work on.
You didn't want to just lean on that background of yours to interact.
Right, because then people will go like I felt like it defined me, right?
Yeah.
It was like that's what you do. That's who you are. That's what gives you value.
I know that feeling. It's like you want people to respect you as like, this is only one layer of me,
Yeah.
an extension of me. It's not who I am
Yeah.
entirely.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll be honest, there's days now I don't even touch a deck of cards, and now I'm talking about hiking all the time. Like it feels so nice where we could talk about, and it's cool because this is where I learned how to communicate with people like outside of magic and comedy and entertainment. I'm talking about like just regular day stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really helped me out. So now I combine like my showmanship with speaking to people, and I don't have to do tricks. So I used to do magic tricks for people at the hike, and people liked it. But after a while, like I think they're like, hey, let's keep going.
Let's keep hiking.
Yeah, cool. So now it's either that or I better do something phenomenal that's gonna like completely blow their minds.
Like, we need a new trick now, Omar. We already saw that one.
Yeah, we saw it. Okay, the card changed. We got it. Like, what else you got? Yeah.
Where can we find you perform? Like, do you perform at certain areas, or is it more like private events?
Generally, I do private events.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll get booked for the Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa Beach.
Sweet. Oh, that's not too far from me.
That's a usual spot lately. That's where I'm at lately. Like anything else is usually like last minute. I'll be at the Starboard Bar in Redondo Beach next week, I believe. Yeah. It's on a Wednesday
Very cool.
night. Yeah, so it should be fun.
Yeah, I just had to go down this tangent because you're such a unique guest, because you're obviously a hiking group leader, but you have a background being a professional magician.
Yeah.
So just had to ask you those questions.
Yeah. So I'll normally get booked privately for like corporate gigs, Christmas gatherings, birthdays, anniversaries, outdoor events, festivals, stuff like this. So
I hope to catch you sometime.
yeah, that'd be great. I think you'd like it.
All right, to get back to the rapid fire question section.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
No, don't say sorry. I wanted to chat with you more about that because it's a part of who you are. Here's the final question for the rapid fire question section. Or actually, I lie. The second to last. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Abundant, trusting, confident.
Love that first one especially. Abundant.
Yeah. There's enough for everybody in everything.
And here's the final question of the rapid fire question section.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
Favorite sound? As there's so much sound around us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So much distractions. Favorite sound for you? And take a moment for
My
that
cat
one.
meowing.
A cat meowing.
Yeah, a kitten.
The affinity for the felines.
Yeah, I have a cat, so a kitten meowing.
It brings you at ease.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
home.
Yeah, there's
Love
you can't be angry if you hear a kitten go meow, right? Like Honestly, I can't imagine doing that and then be like being angry afterward, because they're so tiny and they're looking for comfort, and whatever you're dealing with, if you hear that, I think if I hear that, it melts like everything away.
First time I got that for that question, so I love that.
Hmm.
All right, that concludes the rapid fire question section. We're now pretty much at the end of the episode. I always turn the spotlight back to the guest. Omar, do you have any final words or thoughts you want to share with your friends and family, your crew? The floor is yours.
Just want to say thank you for joining me on this journey and inspiring me to continue to do this work. And I look forward to continuing to learn things and to break through and be vulnerable and be honest and to continue to be in service as much as I can. I hope to keep doing this until I'm 100, right? So that I could look back and see how many people have like changed their outlook and chosen themselves. I look forward to all of it, LA, being here, joining us, and making friends, making connections, and making you realize the beauty and the power of what can happen when you put politics away, put belief away, and just connect with each other on a human level.
I too, Omar, hope when I turn 100, we're still trekking
I love to
these
be
Griffith
doing
Park
this.
trails and we run
We'll be,
into each other with our
we'll be
canes.
having a podcast here, drinking Metamucil, and
When we both turn 100, Omar, we will have another episode.
all
Well,
right.
hopefully way before that too,
We
but
declare
could
it.
you
We
imagine?
declare it. Right?
That would be such a trip.
At 100 years old, we will have a podcast here. Okay?
Sipping tea.
Yeah, that sounds good. With the yerba mate.
Yerba madre.
No caffeine, no sugar.
All right, Omar, thank you for that beautiful, powerful final thought. We are now at the end of the episode. The Great Omar, 5 a.m. crew, Just Trek Podcast, Elevation is our recreation, and we are out. Peace, y'all.
Thank you.